Hello, everyone. Hello. I do have sad news today. Sad news. And the news is that this cannot be a 10-hour or 12-hour stream like I was musing about yesterday. I kind of thought like maybe it could happen, but you know what? I had a nice late night last night with Vynnset. Went out to dinner, and then also got notified on YouTube. The real kicker. Sorry, Vynnset, it wasn't you. But the real kicker was that Nathan Crawford streams on Wednesdays, and I really enjoy watching his streams. So I didn't want to kind of conflict with that time. So not going to do a 10 or 12 hour stream. It'll just be a normal stream. But that is to say, Rok is very deserving of our time and attention. So I did put extra effort into the thumbnail. I thought the thumbnail was freaking hilarious for today. There's a little story behind it too. What's up, Clint? Hello, my friend. Oops, let me change this. It is a little louder than normal. There we go. So check this out. This is the thumbnail for today, right? I think at first maybe it just looks like your normal Rok. But take a second. Those are not Rok's normal teeth. Let me just tell you. Rok's normal teeth, I mean, they look like this. I know everyone's so in tune with Rok and all its exact art and all that. But I went over and was actually doing some digging on some other Rok stuff and came across concept art for Rok. So we're going to deep dive into that real quick. Basically, the inception of all this started when I was looking into that art mural that we pulled up on stream yesterday. I vaguely remembered seeing it in the Art House Syndicate group on Facebook. So I went back to see if I could find more information on where it was or whatever. And sure enough, the location of this mural, Corbin's Estate Art Center, is actually given to us right here. So I looked it up. Exactly where that is in Auckland. And I mean, I do know Legend Story Studios is somewhere around here. LSS is in Auckland somewhere. No idea where in Auckland. But you can see this is where the mural is. So I think one day I truly do need to make some kind of pilgrimage, right? Not only could I visit LSS, I could also visit the Rok mural. 2 birds, 1 stone. All in Auckland. I don't know. There's probably other things to do in New Zealand, but that's like the top 2 right there. Rok mural and LSS. Somewhere around here. Nothing against you, Auckland War Memorial Museum. I'm sure you're cool too. But those are my top 2. Those are my top two. Anyway, shout out again to the artist Byron Romer, who did that rock mural, and he also does card alters, by the way. So if you want to get in touch about any of that, check this out. Extended art Blood Ocean Bell Massacres looks freaking beautiful. Anyway, that was the recap of that rock video from yesterday. If you haven't seen it, I guess I'll pull that up as well. I painted a rock. I can't type. If you didn't see this yesterday, this is what we're referencing. Someone did a time-lapse painting of like a graffiti rock. That was the inspiration for today's stream. It's also the rock that features itself in the in the intro there. But anyway, that is the story time on that. There is one other piece of this puzzle, though. When I was going back and looking for this post in Art House Syndicate, I came across a post I hadn't seen before. Or actually, I feel like I did see it, but I didn't look enough at it. Or maybe I hadn't seen it because I didn't even like it. There you go. Of Henrik Lindner's rock and all the concept art attached to it. And this is actually fantastic. So obviously, here's the rock that we ended up with. The rock itself. Here are some other concepts I would assume were sent over to LSS because they're in a similar vein of the Levi concept art that I got from LSS one time, where the artist kind of runs through and based on like this one prompt, then comes up with like, you know, a handful of different ways they might execute on it. And then LSS will tell them, okay, we like this one, or this one. So funny enough, on this little like concept sheet, we don't see the rock that we ended up with at all. You know, this concept sheet is totally different. You've got kind of like a short handle hammer, just like a pillar that you can lift up and drop. I mean, that one's similar enough in concept, right? Just like lift up the rock, drop it. You've got this like spin on a romping club. I figure they probably looked back at previous brute weapons, saw the romping club, and then figured, okay, well, if this is a rock, maybe it's just, you know, tying that to the end of it. I can see that. This one, more like a battering ram, but honestly, a little too sophisticated for a brute. I feel like they wouldn't do that. Too many handles. And then just kind of another pillar that you drop, a pillar with a handle. And then similar to like the Hellhammer weapon we ended up with, just this kind of wide, it's like sword made out of rock or whatever. I like this a lot. This is kind of like brute. Is like brute face. And then whatever this is, is going on there. But then, yeah, continuing on, there were even more concept pieces. This one's freaking awesome. Obviously the closest to what we ended up with the final rock, but it's got some sharper teeth, a little more skeletal in the way that the bones are raised, like around the eyes. But a lot of different takes, And this one in particular, right, I thought was hilarious. It reminded me of Patrick Star from SpongeBob. So I cropped this out and used that as the edit for today's thumbnail and changed all the rocks into just the mini versions of that one concept rock as his teeth. Oh, anyway, I had fun with this. That's that. The rest were other just inspiration pieces of, real world, similar like etchings in stone and all that I guess Henrik pulled from. But anyway, props to the two artists, Henrik Lindner for his original rock, Byron Romer for his graffiti rock, all part of today's broadcast. But Rock, what is Rock up to these days? It's a bit of a tough question, because no one's playing it, right? So I'm completely alone in my rock theory crafting here, but for good reason. The deck is very bad. The deck like really has the most polarized matchups in the game, most likely, where there are some matchups where Rock just cannot win. Straight up has no shot, unless you change your sideboard to be able to run claws or a club or something else to be able to pivot and play a different game plan entirely in the sideboard. Maybe you can have game into more matchups, but That's tough because Rok itself needs such a dedicated core to pull off its very conditional text here to ever use this sucker. So it pretty much makes a Rok Deck, and you can't really cut it any other way. So I was playing, funny enough, this deck in like a real testing environment. Like I pitched it to the Team Runaways. I was like, guys, I think this could be a fatigue deck. I think there's a chance that this one is functional as like a pure fatigue deck. And no, the reality is it could not win past the development of like better Dusk Till Dawn decks. But in the early days of Dusk Till Dawn decks, I was racking up a lot of wins with Rok. Look at these results. Look at these results. This is not a great win rate. Let's be real. But some of these are impossible to win. Like the Prism, you can't win. You just cannot beat that matchup. It's not possible. You can't beat Bravo because they can just use 2 cards to swing 6. And you've got to do a lot more than that to swing 7. You know, it's not very possible. I remember this game was pretty tight. But testing into the other like new heroes out of Dusk Till Dawn, I was like, man, Rok is cracked. I've actually got this. Solved. I can beat Leviah, Bolt, and Vynnset. Anyway, if we go back to the Rok streams of old, I did play Rok a couple other times in my much younger, overexposed days, which you can see here. Which were pretty effective. If I remember correctly in these games, I think we ended up something like undefeated at the end of most of these. But Rok really had some fans back in the day. So I was hoping that people were still interested enough in a meme deck, like a straight meme deck, right? Yeah, I feel like both of these were pretty good. I wasn't tracking wins back then, so I can't say. Oh my god, look, that was me with an old pair of glasses too. This is so long ago. So long ago. I am starting to think you can rock a 60% win rate with a ham sandwich at this point. See what you did there? Well, Brody could rock a 100% win rate, so I guess I'm not the best I could be, am I? Am I? But here we go. The Rok deck itself. What is this deck up to? What is this deck up to? What is Woman Sand up to in the background? No idea. So the concept of the Rok deck is obviously, whether it's a good win con or not, built around just swinging Rok as many times as possible, because Rok is a damn good card. Well, cool, not good. Let's be clear. It is cool, not good. But it's tricky to activate because you can only use it if you have no cards in hand. And that does not mean, this is the common misconception, that does not mean you can pitch a blue and swing Rok, because then you have no cards in hand. That's not how it works. You would have to use, like say I'm using Rok would check if you have any cards in hand, then you would pitch anyway. So it just doesn't work that way. You need to truly have 0 cards in hand when you activate Rok. That's the only way it works. It's the only way it works. And what that means is the easiest curve to pull this off on is off Tunic. Because very clearly, right, you could lead with a 1 cost, pitching a blue. If that 1 cost has go again, which, I mean, it's the point of the deck, right? Then you use your Tunic and then swing Rok. So the idea being you can swing Rok every 3 turns on a 2-card hand for pretty low effort. Pretty low effort. 2 cards every 3 turns to swing Rok. That's slow. That is slow, methodical. But you got to think about it. Picking up Rok and using it is a tough process. It is heavy. It's like 6 feet tall. We went into this last stream, you know? So it's all about, you got to raise it. You know, it's that first lift. You squat down. That's turn 1. Tunic tick 1. You clench and you start to lift. That's Tunic 2. Tunic 3, you reach apex, drop. Right? So it's like a whole process. Think about it. You can't just pick up and smash Rok every turn. It doesn't make sense anyway. Well done, LSS. Great design. Okay? But we can try to do things in between the Rok turns. To hopefully play a real game and not just be a straight meme. Because swinging Rok every 3 turns doesn't win the game in and of itself. What can win the game in between those turns is either good defense, blocking very well, you know, kind of fatiguing out your opponent's value as long as they're not a weapon deck, which is kind of why this can't beat Bravo. Also throwing other 2-card disruption to slow them down is also possible. So that's really the route where I went with this deck, because I promise you, I was like legitimately testing this as a real deck in Team Runaways. I was. So that's where we ended up with the build. You need those rock plays every 3 turns, very consistently. But then you also need to do something, have the option at least, to do something on the in-between turns, like a 2-card hand to disrupt, slow down your opponent, cause some sort of disruption, right? Because you are brute at the end of the day. You don't innately get it. You've got to add in some generics. But there are enough generics now where that's pretty easy. I mean, Amnesia, CNC, Erase Face. We were testing it. So that's kind of the main core of the deck, right? We've got those disruptive attacks. Then we've got cards that can help trim down the hand, like E-Strike. Because one of the problems with Rock as well, as you're very much about to see, is if your opponent passes and gives you a 4-card hand, you probably just straight can't use it. Like, the deck is so clunky. But if your opponent passes you the straight 4 cards, then you can E-Strike, say go again. That's 2 cards gone. Boom. That's what you needed to then unlock the 1 card with the 1 cost in a blue Tunic, right? That's the point of E-Strike. You've got good defense options in the Fate Foreseen, Sink Below Sigils, makes sense. The 1 cost, this is honestly a pretty big buff that no one explored in a Rok deck, but Give and Take is pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. It's a beautiful 1 cost go again that blocks 3. That's great for the Rock curve. And then it actually has an effect that is quite good in a Rok deck as well. Because if you can kind of get to a late game state of recycling Give and Takes, then that's a win con in and of itself. Because you can't win by using Rock forever. You have, unfortunately, you will run out of 1-for-3s. So Give and Take, being able to loop a Give and Take, gives you an ability to hopefully swing Rock forever. Well, I mean, your opponent would lose, in theory. But it is cool. It is cool that this actually came up. Rolling Thunder, one of the better ones. This is the highs. Because if this hits a 6 and Skull Crusher's triggers, then you're coming in for Rock for 14, which is incredible. 2-card hand for 14. Won't win you games, but it looks really cool doing it. Really cool. Skullcrack is part of the other way to pull off the cost curve of not needing... Wait, actually, what's the synergy piece with Skullcrack? I took out the Sand Sketch plans. So actually, I'm not sure what the Skullcrack is doing anymore. This may be a punt. Oh, no, duh. Okay, there's still the Swing Fist and the Madcaps. Okay. That's the only synergy piece. I took out the Sand Sketch plans, but hey, it could still come up with Madcap Charger and Swing Fist. Swing Fist, think later. You discard the Skullcrack, you get your resource back, and then you can swing without Tunic. That's possible, 2-card hand. Or rather, 3-card hand. You'll need Skullcrack, but hey, not bad, off Tunic. Then you've got the core of the deck that can try to pull off Rock, not just on the Tunic curve, which is the Amulet of Ignition and the Energy Potions, which are pretty slow cards. I mean, non-blocks. Energy Potion takes your entire action point anyway. But if you can just slam these out on some of your in-between turns where you can't swing Rock anyway, right? I mean, you blocked with 3 cards. Your last card can't swing Rock. You might as well drop an E-Pot, build into a later turn cycle where it functions. Amulet of Ignition acts like basically a Tunic trigger. You just have to be careful about when you use it, because you'll need to respond on... every once in a while, there's like tricky interactions where, like, I need to activate Amulet, hold priority, activate Energy Potion on top of it so that Amulet, was legal to play and didn't do its reduction cost, like, on the energy, whatever, and then you can swing Rock on 0 cards. It is possible. 0 cards. 1 Reincarnate was just for the potential, like, late game discards to, like, help not deck out super fast, because you do block a lot and you can end up running out of cards. Dig Up Dinner was another, like, recent buff, in theory, for this type of deck. It is the 1-cost starter that your deck needed, that has Go again, that gives you a bit more longevity, because it heals you, in theory, shuffles back some of your good disruptive cards on your non-Rock turns, right? Blocks 3 blue, cards actually cracked for Rock. I mean, what do you think? They probably used a Rock to dig up this dinner anyway, so it makes sense. It's all thematic. And then just more defensive tools in the yellow and movable and hold the line. This Rounds on Me was a recent swap. I was running a Sand Sketch plan, but swapped it to This Rounds on Me just to have, like, a little bit more, like, disruption, in theory. There are ways where you can play This Rounds and then draw into, like, a Sigil or an Amulet and just drop it and then still use this as your starter for Rock, but it's not super likely. We're just trying it. And then a Reckless as, hopefully, an inevitable win con. You only have the 1. You're going to pitch it in forever. You'll trim out everything else, and if you can't win through Rock, then maybe you can win through the give and take loop or win through reckless, like something. Something's got to come together for the deck, right? Something. But that's really like why it's so hard to make this a real deck is Rok demands such a strange core for the deck that it's hard to give yourself a sideboard that makes your bad matchups real. Like, you cannot beat Dromai. You cannot beat Prism. You cannot beat Bravo. You cannot beat probably just a club Rhinar deck, you know? Like, that shit is hard. So the sideboard is just, in this build, a flailing attempt to try to beat Prism. Because Prism's not that good. There's a world where you can just take Mandible Claws, roll Scabs every turn, and just, like, clear every aura. But it's a losing plan. You probably don't need this, honestly. You really don't. But that was the plan here. Arc Smash, so that dash is winnable. You have literally 3 Remembrance, so in theory, you can take away every single item. Warhorn, same deal, you know? Same deal. So this was the deck. This was the deck that I was legitimately testing on the team for a while. And like I said, against the early brews of the Dusk Till Dawn meta, I was like, man, we got it. Levia, Bolton, and Vynnset just can't hold up to Rok. Does this build give you an advantage over anything? No. No, it doesn't. Rok is a straight meme. It is a straight meme. I believed. Oh, you also can't kill wizards. Good point, Mario. Like, you absolutely... That's also... You give up. You cannot beat Icelander. It's just not possible. Literally, like, one Frostbite destroys everything you've ever worked for in the deck. Like, it just doesn't work. Any kind of disruption doesn't work. And a wizard deck, like Kano, on the other hand... I mean, you're not that blue dense. You know, you got 33 reds. These suckers, like, you need to most of the time block down with so that you can even swing Rok. And if all your turn is swinging a CNC, you know, a Kano will take that any day. Okay, they'll block too. And then just use their 2-card hand to either, like, pitch stack into some late game combo or just hit you for a tall Arcana on a 2-card hand, like, whatever. It's very hard to beat pretty much, like, half the decks in the game. Pretty much half the decks in the game. But some decks are playable. And when Rok wins, it feels very good. Rok is very spicy when it wins. So today, that's what we try to do. Today, it's about winning with Rok. I believe. I definitely believe. We are going to be hard dodging, though. True, if it's an unplayable matchup, it is, like, straight not worth it. No Numbskull. Okay, so I tried Numbskull Justice, and the reality was it just does nothing. The reality on Numbskull is... On the turns I'm ever using the 2-card plays, I need them to demand something out of the opponent. Or otherwise, like, why did I 2-card 6? I would rather block, right? So Numbskull just doesn't work. The Amnesia, the CNC, and the Race Face are, like, the disruptive slots. The flex slot on the potential Numbskull would be, like, Skullcrack, but Skullcrack has legitimate use next to the Madcap and Swing Fist, so it hurts a little bit to take that one out. And then Swing Big is just the most damage you would deal, cracking back like that. Numbskull wouldn't do anything for the Icelander matchup either. Icelander doesn't even... Like, the weird part about Numbskull is it doesn't even really work into Icelander the way that people think. Like, sure, you can pay through Frostbites, but Icelander doesn't start your turn with Frostbites. The deck that does that is Lexi. Lexi is the one that will drop an Arctic, give you Frostbites, and hope that you pass your turn. Icelander doesn't do that. Icelander will react on your turn and give you a Frostbite. So if you're going wide, then Numbskull makes sense, because in theory, if you led with, like, a barraging... Oh god, that's a terrible example, because if you lead with, like, a barraging beatdown or a blood rush, Numbskull doesn't get those buffs anyway. So it makes no sense in the play pattern against Icelander. It just doesn't do anything. It would have to be an Icelander build that runs, like, Weather Vane, which has never been the Icelander build that's, like, the top performer, right? So the only time it's actually useful would be into Arctic Incarceration Lexi. That's it. That's it. And are we really, like, bringing in 3 Numbskull for that? Lexi, you're hoping to just fatigue out, which is not impossible. You know, if Lexi can't beat Block 12 Bravo, then, you know, she might struggle. She could be struggling just a tad, We have all the D-reacts. We got the hold the lines too. We're hoping that we can get there most of the time against Lexi, but it is a bit tight. The best part is, though, they never expect it to be a Rok deck, so you get sideboard advantage. Deck link. Public. Yeah, request undo CC. We're going hard. This is hard mode today. I mean, even if it's not an advantage playing Rock, Brody said it himself. This is a game, and when we sit down, we should aim to be having fun first. Yeah, but he didn't mean show up and have no shot of winning an event. Brody would not call that fun. Brody goes to an event because he truly, like, could win it, you know? And that's what's fun for him, is the journey of knowing he'll make top 8, and then seeing if he can actually close the deal. That's why he grinds, like, 6, 7 armories a week or whatever it is because he knows he'll have fun because he knows he's doing really well. To show up and, like, bring Rock and straight have fun but know you have no shot is that's a very different scenario. Very different scenario. That's a very different mindset than what Brody was talking about. But on Talishar, Rock is fun no matter what. Win or loss, you know. Good luck, have fun. But for a real event, Rock would be absolutely miserable. Because you're playing matchup roulette, and then you don't even have good matchups. You don't. You have playable matchups. Okay. We do this. We do this. We don't need any of these. I actually think against Viserai, we don't need the remembrances either. We're good. 62 cards. I can do this. Alright, see, we can still absolutely get high rolled by Viserai, and that will be a tilter. But if we lose to just Rock not being a very good deck, different story altogether. Alright, now you see the issue of, you know, most hands just don't function. This is okay, though. We'll slam him for 6, Arsenal and Immovable no matter what. For Leviah, this would look like the best play ever. Oh my god, I get 2 graveyard fill out of the deal. Tunic 1. Like I said, this is the Papa Squat moment. Squat has been set. Hands around the Rock. Tunic 2, the raise. Tunic 3, the drop. We're almost there. Why isn't this a Leviah deck? Leviah just doesn't do this better. Actually, Rhinar legitimately can use the Intimidate mechanic on the blues to kind of close the game a little bit better. And on top of that, when I was running Sand Sketch plans, I mean, Leviah just can't do that, right? So, there was just no point. Alright, we're eating a lot of Arcane this turn. Love not drawing blues. Okay. Oh, baby. This feels very good. This feels fantastic. Alright, well, now I wish I actually kept the erase face. That was a bit of a punt. Bit of a punt. The plan was going to be to just block down, drop the amulet, and that's that. Especially if I sunk into a blue, then, like, fantastic, right? But now drawing into the Skullcrack, this just looks straight bad. I mean, do what you gotta do. Right, the matchup is just don't die. Don't die for now. Pretty hard to do when we're slammed with this much Arcane. Okay, it's okay. We'll draw the Rock hand next turn. It'll get us back. 7-point swing. Well, not quite. Not quite. This round's on me would have to draw a burnable card. So this is where the Sand Sketch plan would be better, because the idea on Sand Sketch was you could just pull out the Skullcrack, discard Skullcrack, and then use either an E-Pot or like Tunic plus Amulet to still swing on a 1-card hand. So this round definitely feels worse than the Sand Sketch, because now the Rock isn't playable this turn. Well, I guess I could keep the Madcap. What am I saying? I'll try to keep the 3-card hand. I really doubt it, though. This is a Mob Sky's hand. Whew. It's going to be rough. Well, it is only the blue Mauvrian Skies, so if this hits, it's just 1 more damage. I could eat all this just to slam a Rock turn, Doesn't feel good enough. Does not feel good enough. Yeah, the game plan still is to win, you know? Still trying to win. So we can't do it. It's not worth keeping the 3 cards for 10. 3 card 10. Blah. Okay, Viserai. Just Rosetta. Actually, if they don't Rosetta, then this pitch was bad. The idea was going to be they do follow with Rosetta here. Okay, they do. I think they always do that anyway. Screw it, I'll just sigil now. Doesn't matter. No information is hidden there. My turn was pass. Okay, well, it's turn 3. We haven't swung Rock yet, and we're on the ropes already. This is looking great. Looking fire. Alright, we haven't found the 1 cost yet, but, you know, there are quite a bit of them. The entire idea here is 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, is it only 3? Alright, actually, that's not enough. We'll have to go back to the drawing board on that. 3, just 9 copies is not enough. We need 12, at minimum. Aha! Look how much easier this 2 card 7 was than what Rock demands. Oh boy. We'll get there. We'll get there. Because Rock in theory can be upwards of a 2 card. Not 14 in this case, because we can't trigger Skull Crushers. But it still could be a 2 card 13. Just gotta find the Rolling Thunder. Gotta find the Rolling Thunder. Still not there. Still not there. Rhinar is just perched. He's got the Tunic on 3. Rock in hand. No drop. No drop yet. We'll get there. There was also the older build of Rock that had the gold token as well, Crown of Dominion, and then you could run cash out to try to just turbo out your energy potions. The problem with that now is Scowling is just so much better than Crown of Dominion and that combo. Scowling is, I mean, it's not like it made the Rok deck functional, but it gave a very warranted piece of protection to the deck of just disrupting on defense, because Brute is not a very disruptive class anyway, and yet Rok makes you play the game slow. This one's a yellow. Scowling could be medium value here. Yeah, I think we'll go Scowling and then make sure we throw the CNC, because they'll guaranteed have an arsenal. Just do this. Pretty weak Scowling, though. Oh boy. I can't really get, you know, I'm going to give up on the Tunic, I think. Well, I don't know. The only way the deck, like, functions is drawing the Tunic hand. We have Amulet to kind of buy time, but maybe we want to leave that open to just draw 2 back-to-back. We haven't seen any, so you know what? I'll leave those open. We're not going to Tunic for the life. I'll leave it open. We'll draw 2 back-to-back. Back-to-back. Whew. Okay, Vis, calm down. Calm down. It's a little too much. Just don't be able to use this card and I'll be happy. We got him 1 card inefficient with Scowling Fleshbag. Nuts. Nuts. Okay, Husk would break if we were Levi here. Busted. In this current format, what do you think the average value per hand attack block is considered good? Well, it got kind of awkward. I feel like most decks right now... I mean, Lexi is still overall considered like the best, quote-unquote, best deck, but she hasn't converted to wins yet. And she would be the kind of most direct translation of like value per hand. It's pretty easy to follow along with what she's doing. Oh my god, this is one of the worst ways to draw this. We can't get rid of the immovable, and yet we need to hold the 2 blues. I guess I can pitch it in. I can pitch it into AB. Never mind, we're good. Solid. Oh, well, okay, we want to use the unmovable anyway. Sure, so I'll just use these into the immovable. No, the 3 life on Sigil is pretty important here. So instead, I think it's time to give up the Tunic. Tunic the unmovable. Save ourselves some trouble. But if you look at like Levia, she's trying to normally swing 15-point turn cycles, return 12, block... Oops. Return 12, block 3. Like off 4 cards is what she's trying to do. Lexi's in a similar spot. So it's not like pushing crazy numbers all the time. It's normally like around 15. But there are definitely the spikes that can come from pretty much any deck right now. But at minimum, like 15 damage turn cycle is pretty normal. Wow, we are so low here. Going to 8. It's only a 20 life difference. Soon to be only a 17 life difference. I think it looks fine. Oh, oops. Oh, let's undo that. There we go. Oh, yeah. Did we even heal? I gained 2 life. Oh, what a swing. 5 life swing on that turn? And drop 7? What's that value? See, now that is a 2-card 12. That's pretty good. 2-card 12. Why yellow unmovable? That's a good question. No true answer. No true answer. That's just old Rhinar deck building. Yellows were important. They're actually not for this build. So, it's a good point. It's a good point. Alright, we got a 2-card 12 in. Is that enough of a value game to ever win? We'll see. We'll see, hopefully soon. Okay. What is this now, 10? It's egregious. Calm down, opponent. Oh, man, take 4. We're going to Sigil, drop E-Pot. All right, that's all we got. That's all we got anyway. Okay, our next turn is the 0-card 7. It's the E-Pot Tunic 7. Not awful. Not awful. But can we ever close the game? Very tough question there. Oh, and that would only be if we can block down with everything, which we actually just can't on this hand because they're CNCing and that's it. But I don't mind them slowing down that way, actually. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. But with 2 D-Reacts here, I guess I'm just going to block here, return the Erase Face, Arsenal, Fate. That's about it. That's about it. That is going to be it. Feels bad to just eat damage on something that was pretty preventable. Just kind of took 4. Oh, okay, and then a Rattlebones. Whew, Lord. Not like this opponent. Well, maybe we still get the play then of Rock Swing. Now this one comes in for 3. I guess we'll just fade it. I could pivot if they swing Rosetta here, which they most likely will, into pitching this into AB, and then block with the Erase Face, still swing Rock. But returning the Erase Face itself is pretty disruptive, in theory. We can get the E-Pot. I want that E-Pot. It's a good card. So we'd have wasted 1 life in theory because there was the rune chant we could have blocked on the initial grasp. So it'd feel pretty bad. The problem is taking 5 going to 3 just to return the erase face doesn't really win the game. I think we're going to go for the rock play. Doesn't win the game either, but it's cooler. Just hope that they actually slow down a bit. We've got more life gain in the deck. It's there. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, I actually have a button for this. All right, check this out. Whenever I swing with Rock, this was going to be the idea. This is back when I thought maybe we could somehow make this last for an egregious amount of time, which now I definitely know I just could not swing today. But here you go. Ready? Hopefully it's not too loud. Rock! All right, let me turn that down. I think that is significantly louder. Okay, well, they keep drawing mobs, guys. Can we wait it out? Can we wait it out? Good question. They will likely end up with an arsenal unless that is a revel. They've only played the 1 revel. We just can't beat the revels anyway. Just can't beat the revels anyway. Great card. Uh-huh. Well, there we go. That answered the question. Not a revel. Still leaking 1 to that damn card. I think we're going to go ahead and block with Tunic, or block with Scabs, because we're getting to the point where maybe it's the make or break difference between lasting another turn or not on this next turn cycle. The problem is blocking with Tunic means you lose your win con. So you really can never get the Blade Rake value. I mean, if you get it, then it's to, I guess, live, but you're dead anyway. If you can't use Tunic, then the deck doesn't function. Not like it was too great to begin with. Uh-huh. Is this a crack E-Pot defensively type of turn? Oh, God. I don't think it can be if I ever want to win this game. Just got to play for 2 more 0-card 7s that they somehow eat. Sure, I'll keep the blue on top. Seems decent. Maybe Heart of Findle would make sense. The problem was in like the extreme late game scenarios, it next to Reckless Swing just doesn't work. And there are some matchups where you can get down to pretty much no cards in deck. It's possible. Some ideas, probably bad, but Vambrace allows you to pay 1 into it, so you have 2 floating after a 0 cost. On demand, pay 1, 2 floating. Whoa, actually, that's not a bad idea. I never tried Vambrace because the idea being it just doesn't make sense next to Rock. Like, it's the same text. But just as a 1 resource dump could be enough. Then you make your 1-card hands with Tunic, just Rock Swings. That's not bad. That is not bad. You give up 1 block on the Skull Crushers and the highs on Rolling Thunder. Which, I mean, that part does suck. Unfortunately, I just can't go to 2. I do have to block with the Rolling Thunder. Oh, is it an attack reaction? It's not just an instant? Oh, if it's an attack react, then it doesn't work. Straight up. That's why it wasn't in. Boom. Oh, so close. Well, we are gamers, at least. Alright, Viserai. Somehow draw a dead hand. Even though you have so many live cards in the deck. And we're truly running into Revel territory. They've only played the 1. As soon as they see the 2nd, the game just ends. It does just end. They haven't even seen Mordred Revel. Like, honestly, their turns have been pretty fair. If this was a Leviah versus Vis game, this is a very winnable game. They have not really had the insane turns that Leviah loses to. But we are not Leviah. We are just a simple rock. Yeah, hey, this Vis isn't bad. Calm down, Devin. Like, if Vis draws like this, I think you win every time as Leviathan. They didn't do anything. You know, like, look, their cash-in turn was like a Mobskai's turn. Who cares? They started with a Revel, but it was just the one, so Husk wouldn't have been under crazy threat to get no value. Well, this would have been a fine game. Happily would have played this game on Leviathan. Boom. You can E-Strike, Rabble, Scar, pay 1 into Vambrace, have 2 floating. Oh, you're talking like a pretty aggro Rok deck there. That's a lot to handle. Could aggro Rok work? We might have to try to pivot and see if it's possible. Definitely need to update this. I've not played it since literally like Dusk Till Dawn not even being out yet, 7.12. So we're pretty behind on updates to the list. So this game, I mean, it will count. It will count. All right, this is a crack, E-Pot, or die, is it not? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more arcane damage, of which I can only block 3. So I'd go down to 1, and then I'm dead anyway, because I'd have to give this and Tunic to block the Spellblade, and then just lose to the Rosetta itself. Or no, this doesn't have Go Again. Oh, it doesn't have Go Again. Okay. We're fine, actually. This is fine. No Go Again. This is playable. Ha! Alright, we got one more Rock Swing in us. One more. I thought this was a Mobskai's. But no, that's the Mordred. So there was no Go Again. We've done it. A final heroic Rock Swing. Rock! Alright, now just never swing a Rosetta. Please? Nope, never mind. It's over. They can swing Rosetta, folks. You know what? We got him closer than I expected. For how non-functional the deck was for a while. I mean, hey, this is like one better Rock hand and we're at parity. One better Rock hand. That's close. Relatively close, I'll have you know. We do lose on this hand. Alright, we gotta fine-tune the deck. Alright. New edits. Yeah, there's no reason for yellow unmovable to be in the deck. This is a great point, whoever said that. I really miss Brandish. You know, Brandish was a pretty good card back in the day. Maybe I can give up on one of the 2 costs. Who wants a Race Face? The Race Face is garbage. We're putting the Brandish in. That kind of will smooth it over better. And then this card is bad. I'm going back to the Sand Sketch. Sand Sketch. And now there's a real reason for Rhinar. Because you actually have plays with Sand Sketch. Pulling the Skullcrack. Alright, we're in. This deck went from D- to D. In just like 5 changes. Meeps also are a 1-cost Go Again. Oh my god. You're actually so right. No! Alright, this is not playable anyway. You're right. Actually, I built this deck before Meeps was spoiled. You're absolutely right. Oh no, but I don't want to draw the card. No, I don't want to draw the card. No, this would screw it. If they let Meeps hit, then I can't rock. Although the timeline on this deck is where Meeps didn't exist yet, because this was revealed like later in the spoiler season. But oh my god, the outplay potential is so strong. Your opponent just lets Meeps hit, you can't do anything. So no, I don't think we can do that. Life for Life is decent as well. Let's go Life over Brandish. Back in the day, these were our only choices. They were kind of all in the deck. But now there's Give and Take, and now there's Dig Up Dinner. We're gonna have to leave it around here. Something like this. Seems good. Hack Reality. Oh, actually, shoot. Wait, you're right. That was the other card that wasn't out yet. Oh. Yeah, that card wasn't out either when I was building this. Is this actually better, though? Your next attack gets +2. It does apply to rock, which is cool. If it hits, you destroy a token. Okay. So it's a 1-cost go again, but it's just actually worse damage than your other ones, like Life for Life, Give and Take, Rolling Thunder. Also, it being a yellow, on curve, the only thing it's paying for is like the Amnesia and CNC, otherwise yellows aren't really important for the deck, right? +2 on rock itself versus spread out across 2. I don't know if this is actually better. Plus the on-hit, like, you're losing that matchup every time anyway. You're absolutely just scooping to Dromai and Prism. So I don't know if this actually does it, but it is interesting. Warmongers was also not out yet. The commons for Dustledon hadn't been spoiled when I built this. Warmongers makes a lot of sense, actually. This is quite a good card for how Rock needs to play. That makes a lot of sense. Honestly, probably better. Who needs the blue unmovables? They're clunky. Let's do this. Warmongers instead. All right. Now we're good. Now the deck is D+. Just because it's a Warmongers deck now. Playable. Oh, so many choices in our Rock deck building. This is Charles Dunn. This is Charles Dunn right here. Oh my god. We're gonna get rolled anyway. I know what list he's on. No one take notes. All right, no one take notes. This is definitely not the Nats list. Well, we can't punish them loading, so screw it. I don't want to give them the advantage. Oh, this is not Charles? Charles's name is Tin Man. Oh, wait, there is another Tin Man. There is someone who took his name and has been trolling a lot of, trolling people on the team because they thought he was Charles. Well, it happened to me. Look at this. It straight happened to me just now. Oh, shoot. We don't need the remembrance. Oh, that's a throw. That's a throw. That's a local of yours. Well, here we go. Charles doesn't use a real username on Talishar. I don't know. People were in the chat were saying that this was supposed to be him, or like an old username of his. Not this chat, the team chat. His nickname is also Tin Man. There you go. Okay. Oh, the hold the line bug. Busted. No takesies backsies. It blocks 3 on turn 0. Alright, we're gamers. We don't roll a 1 here. We roll a 4 and drop double E-pot. Oh, God. No good. Alright, great first turn here. It's fantastic. The plays that were made. Well, this means our Warmongers is not really playable on the 1-card hand. It means the Energy Potion is not playable either. So this turn becomes full block out, basically. Full block out. The other difference would be, I guess, into the Winter's Bite, I could keep the blue crack E-Pot for Dig Up Dinner Rock, but that's pretty low value. Dig Up Dinner would not heal. Doesn't seem worth it. Full block out turn already. Yes, let me save this Warmongers. Yes. Oh, you think I'm swinging my weapon next turn, friend? Wildly mistaken. Wildly. Uh-huh. Well, now this looks a little dumb because the infecting shot isn't getting fired. That's what I was saving the cards for, but at least this means I could just pay into the Epot. Arsenal Dig Up Dinner is okay. Actually, I just don't want to give up. I don't think I want to give up the Skull Crushers for Dig Up Dinner in Arsenal. It has Gogan, but there's no floating, and there's no Tunic. So this really should be 5, you would think. So I guess I'll just block here. So wasted like 1 life in theory. Yep, just making sure. There's no Tunic, there's no floating, so this go again is actually just wrong, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, we drop another Epot. We're getting ready. We're getting ready. Rock is on the way. Rock is on the way. I mean, for the most part, this is just like straight block out, though. Block everything. This is all we will do. Okay. That is wildly annoying. Wildly annoying. I almost feel like cracking an Epot just to play through the Winter's Bite, because the Frostbite is going to tax 1, and that way I can play out the D-Reacts. The cost itself, I can just pay with the Energy Potion. We're going to crack 1. We're going to crack 1 in response. Look at this. Beautiful. Ha 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 ha. The tech against Lexi. Sure. We are going to break the Frostbite, so our turn, if we fully block out, can still be Tunic, Epot, Rock. It's passable. We could also try to just find a blue for Give and Take itself. That also seems fine. I think we'll go for that first. That is a blue. Okay, so in theory, if we sink into the blue, we can go for the Give and Take Rock play. But the win con more so is just block out. They didn't say go again on the Searing, so maybe they're just slowing down, going for a 6 card play now. Sure. I'll let this deal too. All right, we're in. It's rock time. It's rock time. Rock! Let's go. 2 card 10. Beat that, Lexi. Beat that, Levia. And even Levia can't do that. Well, she can with Dread and Ghostly. And this does take Tunic. And not quite a 2 card 10. But there you go. Parity. We're there. Okay. We're slowing down. We're slowing down. We want Hold the Line in Arsenal to counter the 3 of a kind turn specifically. So we'll go for that in Arsenal. Just block everything else. This is the hit effect we really care about for the turn, which if it's 5, we can go Sink Skull Crushers. This can just block 3 anywhere. It doesn't need to be on the Falcon Wing. We'll just say no blocks. Rain Razors. Okay. Well, now that Infecting is coming in for 7, so that's where these go. It's most value. Although, if this is a 4 arrow wide turn, then there you go. Lexi just did Lexi things. Not much interaction. Although they're pitching a red. This is a good start. Good start. Feels pretty gross to let this deal 2 damage by just eating Scab Skins. But we know we need to keep these cards to block the Infecting shot. So, might just have to let this deal 2. That's pretty bad. Well, no, I guess I just block with the Scab Skins then, and then it only deals 1 somewhere. Yeah. That way Drill Shot only deals 1 extra damage, basically. No point in using the Flesh Bag, because their turn is just going to be Tunic Infecting Shot. and like I can't interrupt that play. Yep. Let's call it good on this. We need the block 7 on the infecting shot. Pretty cheeky though, if all they do is like, I don't know, pivot the turn a little bit. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, we'll still give 7 then, but we didn't block the infecting shot. Damage. Still fine though. We got full effectiveness of this blocking hand, which is what we wanted. Actually, okay, Skull Crushers already has a -1, so I can start meme rolling now. Yeah, that's true. Skull Crushers is already -1 because of the drill shot. So, who cares? We can scabs every turn. Oh, man, they're starting strong. Alright, opponent. A, hold the line. Hold the line. Now, Fleshbag doesn't normally get great value against Lexi unless you, like, see them lead with a Bolton shot and 1 card left in hand. Like, then you can basically deny the Bolton shot hit without needing to full block it. It's, like, basically the only time Scowling is guaranteed to be good. Otherwise, you can try to intim if their last card is, like, a Codex, basically. Well, we're going to sink away the life for life, try to find a 3-block. They're going to likely snaps here. Yep, so we're playing through their snaps already. Don't mind that. Block out the infecting so it doesn't deal the extra 2 on Blood Rot. Feels decent. We definitely want to use the hold the line this turn before using the fate for scene. That's a better exchange. Using hold now, arsenal the fate for later. Although that does look pretty clean, doesn't it? To just fate and swing right now, hold the line will block the last arrow. Rather than show the hold the line now. If anything, just hold it later. Yeah, we'll just block the 7 now. Nah, I don't know. Card's probably fine on top because our next turn is pass, and then the turn into that is Tunic, Epot, Rock for the most part. Oh, okay, we get to just sit and hold the line. In theory, looks like they don't have an arrow. Oh, they do. Oh my god. And it's a remorseless? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Alright, well, that's the outplay then. That's the outplay. That would be the reason to do it in the other order. Because this is just straight eat 8. Oh my god. Well, that is 2 Rain Razors and a 3 of a kind down. And we're only at 16. Not bad, right? Not bad. We're okay. We're okay. I need the good vibes. Let's hit it. Yeah, there we go. We triggered Skull Crushers. That's good. It's good enough. I'm in for that. That's a good use of my turn. Alright, Reckless, very problem card here. It basically forces the E-Strike keep, but also forces the fact we're keeping the amulet, I guess. So you have to bottom at least one of the cards. Whew! That's why it's only 1 Reckless. You really don't want to see that card. You're hoping that that can get bottomed with a Fate or a Sync, and you just don't worry about it for like all the first cycle, basically. Well, this hit effect at least is weak. Doesn't do anything. I guess we eat it. Actually, Or should I have Scowlinged? We know that there is a Codex on top. Yeah, there is a Codex. So actually, I might Codex... It depends. There might be one more arrow, right? And then the Scowling blocks the Codex, and we know it blocks the Codex. Although, they can play around that by... Oh, okay. Well, they're just pitching it anyway. Okay. This is pretty trash. Pretty trash. Might just have to give up the amulet then, or the hold the line then, just to block the Heat Seeker trigger. Giving him the card advantage feels pretty awful. Then my turn is just drop amulet, E-strike. That's it. Oof. I don't want to swing Rock with Frailty. It's just not worth it. Not worth it. But in theory, it could be drop amulet, E-strike, go again into the Rock swing. But then that is a effective like 2-card, 11? That's not awful, I guess. We do need to win the game. We'd be developing the amulet. Yeah, I guess we'll take it. Oh, we'll take it. We'll take it. Oh, that Remorseless was just such a kicker. So good. Deck list? Oh, Daniel, for the love of God, do not play a Rok deck. But there it is. Nah, I just don't want to lose the 1 value on the Frailty. If I can rock now, I can rock next turn anyway, you know? Just gonna buff power. Alright, Lexi. We're getting you down. You're at 23 somehow. Yeah, I see the Remembrance misclick is a big deal. This card should not be in the deck in this matchup. 0%. I clicked submit and then clicked him out, but it doesn't save post that. So they're still on the list here. And I mean, we're going to lose for a lot of reasons, but that's definitely one of them. Definitely one of them. Sleep Dart? I laugh at your Sleep Dart. I'd love to block 3 with this card. Would love it. Whew. Well, I definitely don't want that to hit, so I think I have to give up on the easy life for life into Rock play, which sucks. Which sucks. And just end up blocking 8 on this infecting shot. Doesn't feel great, but it just denies so much. It's the Blood Rot, it's the pre-med, so there it goes. Have to get rid of it. Have to get rid of it. And we do at least get to rock. Gotta burn the Remembrance, though. This card should just not be in there, but let's hope we can bring back something relevant. The 1-cost block 3s that advance our game state are pretty decent, so I guess we'll add those back in. In theory, Warmongers maybe is relevant. Maybe. They don't have snaps anymore, so actually Warmongers is probably the better call. Let's do this. Since they don't have snaps. And now we rock. Rock! Oh no. We gave them Hornet Sting Valley. Oh, Jesus. How will we win? 20-5. I can't even call it a valiant effort. This sucks. It's freaking second Remembrance coming. Or second of 3. Oh, it's so over. It's so over. Why can't this card block? Anyone want to answer? I can't answer. Why can't it block? It'd be so good if I could block right now. Can't let the blood rot hit. Just doesn't make sense. So, I guess all I can do is this Arsenal Life for Life. And that will be all. Oh, no Skull Crusher's trigger for the dopamine. All right, well, now we can bring in the dig ups, the give and takes. Boom. Oh, no, that's my Arsenal card. Is your whole locals in here? That'd be pretty cool. Alright, for the love of God, let me keep a blue. Let me keep a blue. I can amulet Life for Life Rock. That's the swing I need. Alright, here we go. This is where you can pretend you get value. We go... Well, no, it's not even true value, because they already have a card in Arsenal, so the reload wouldn't work. As this doesn't actually do anything. All it would do is play around the third Rain Razors being game, basically. They already reloaded, or they already loaded one arrow, so even with the 2 floating here, I guess what it does is deny it being a 1 cost into a 1 cost. They'd have to load a 0 cost and then be able to shoot the 1 cost. Very possible with this hand, though. Very possible. But we are kind of getting to the late stages of the game. Got to do what we got to do, I guess. I do want to block the Remorseless, though, and that'll be what comes in for 5. I can still live through the Rain Razors with Sigil, at least. Oh, it was the 1 cost. Alright, well now we know the Flesh Bag can stop the Remorseless, which is cool. It's just a super... Oh man, well now it just looks awful to block though. But we kind of have to do it. Kinda have to do it. Because I can't let the Blood Rot hit. Oh no, it doesn't have Go Again. Oh, this doesn't have Go Again. Never mind. Turn is a lot easier. No Go Again on this Infecting Shot. They're going for the next 6-card play. So if that's the case, I actually think I need to just play Warmongers. I can't go Life for Life. Because they're trying to go for a 6-card turn, I have to just play this. Okay? Because that should stunt their turn. They can't flip Lexi face up, so they just shoot Remorseless pass. It's going to be their turn. That can give us breathing room. It's possible. Possible. There you go. So, in theory, it's just a block 2 Remorseless, so if we can draw another 1 cost in a blue, that could be sick! We have more attacks than non-attacks to kick off the war turn, but it would suck if it's like the dig up dinner play, and then like what can you do? Right, can't use it. We're gonna call war though. It's more likely that we draw the attack. Attack plus blue. It's all we need. It's all we need. Although doesn't that stop equipment as well? No, the only actions. Okay, and these would be instants. Nope, so it's fine. It's fine. And instead we draw a hand that is actually just not playable at all. Well, that's fantastic. That's really cute, actually. Really enjoy that draw. Thank you, game. Okay. Alright, so I can't even Scab Skins to try to go Skullcrack CNC because of Warmongers, right? So all I can do then is, I guess, lead Life for Life into CNC. That doesn't seem like complete garbage. Life for Life is only 3, but hey, it could gain me something. It could, it could. None of these in Arsenal matter, though, at all. None of them. Yikes. I see this game is not going according to plan. It is going according to plan. The plan is swing rock. And it's happened more often than it hasn't, like when it's possible. The problem is it is so much more up to your opponent to just like throw the game than it is for you to win the game. Is the difference. Like you don't actually have a win con in a rock deck. You just have the game plan of swing rock. No, rock requires no cards in hand would be the problem. So it doesn't work. There's too many reds. There'd be nothing to like kind of overpitch them into to make that work. Rock needs to check that you have no cards in hand, then you can play. So I'm actually wondering, I don't think I care about the Skullcracken Arsenal, so I think I just want to burn the Remembrance out of deck. So let's do this. Let's get back. Now that we've got some breathing room, you know? I honestly think I want the Life for Life back and the CNC. We'll just go for this route. I could see it. I could see it working. All right. Their play is weak unless it's a Tunic 3 of a kind. And you know what? Very possible. They've only played one 3 of a kind, so I'm pretty sure that's the writing on the wall. If that's the case, forget the Life for Lives. We want the blocks back. Take the Warmongers and the give and takes then. All right, here comes Tunic 3 of a kind. Oh, here it is. Yes, yes. Beautiful card. And just like that, it's as if we did nothing on our turn. And just like that, the 5-card play of swing Life for Life into CNC did nothing to their turn. Taxed them for basically just a Tunic counter. Whew. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We want a Rolling Thunder Madcap, obviously. Can we block around that scenario? Well, you would hope, you know? You would hope. Sure, we've got those non-blocks in deck, so anytime I see a block 3, might as well leave it. Okay, now this is where Infecting can get value. Nope, never mind. It wouldn't now. They didn't even say go again. Okay. Well, then all we do is this and Arsenal Rolling Thunder and play for next turn. Can't do anything now. Let's see it. There's one more Rain Razors. There's a world where we could actually win. There is a world. Nice. Skull Crusher's trigger. That's what we like to see. Okay, well, we can't win on this hand. Now it's falling apart, isn't it? Now it's falling apart. So in theory, what we need to do then is activate Tunic now to use that to pay for Winter's Bite so that I can block 6 here and then Reckless, and it'll just discard the E-Pop, but that's that. That is that. It's how we get the most block on this hand. Oh, okay. Last 3 of a kind. Can't be 3 of a kind Rain Razors now because they are out of 3 of kinds and they only have the 1 Rain Razors left. We're also running out of windows to get Scowling value, so I think we might as well do it now. Hope that it does something to stump their turn. Realistically, it won't though, right? Realistically, they can just respond by pitching, loading. That takes 2 cards, and then the last card, they'll just float it anyway. So it only really works if they're resource strapped, which I doubt it because we're so late into the game. They've drawn 3 of a kinds. They're back at like whatever they initially pitched. But I really just can't let the Scowling hit. is the reality. Or rather, the Heatseeker hit. Because that would give him another 6-card play into what is my weak turn, inevitably. Weak value, weak value. Oh, but they don't respond to it. Okay, well, that worked out. Cool. Well, we don't deal damage, but, you know, we didn't take damage either. Seems like they were pretty happy, though. We'll depend to not Voltaire, so that means this card they don't mind in Arsenal, so it could be like a Codex. A Codex would, like, lead a Falcon Wing turn, basically. They could just pull that because they're down snap, so it has to be something with Go again. Could be the Rain, could be Pre-Med, another Winter's Bite. There's a lot it could be. Okay. Just need to see one more bunk in the game of success. All right, so they obviously drew their Rain Razors. You would expect it, right? You would expect it. They are down 2. They are only down the 2. They have played every single 3 of a kind, so they are 9 cards advanced in their pitch stack. Plus, what, Quiver did hit, right, or something? No, it didn't. It showed the Codex. That didn't change anything. So basically, yeah, they're out their full deck. They've seen their full deck. So this is obviously a Rain. I think we just lose to the Rain turn now, is the sad truth. We will just lose to the Rain. But we have to pretend it's not a Rain, because then this hand is playable. But here it comes. Yep. Wonderful, Lexi. You drew your cards. You drew the good cards. We're dead anyway to this last attack. Because even if this was a D-React, we couldn't play it on the Remorseless. That is it. Almost made it through all of Lexi's threat. Almost, but not quite. That Remorseless that hit for 8 was nuts. Not like it actually changed anything, because we are going to end up basically taking 7 here. No, 8, because this would hit. So the 8 damage early wouldn't have changed anything. We're taking 8 on the kill turn. So that's that. 8 on the kill turn. The Remembrances were a pretty big punt. That definitely hurt the game. Would it have actually changed anything, though? 20 damage is quite a difference still. That's like 3 rock swings that we missed. But I don't think we really missed 3. We missed like maybe 1. Ah. GG's. GG's. Alright, Rock. You can do this, buddy. You can do this. Let's take the Vynnset game. This has got to be playable, right? This game is fine. I don't think we need the Remembrances there. Definitely not. We'll just ship it as is at 62. Okay. This matchup could be a stalemate. No, we have give and takes. We have give and takes. So we just got to pitch stack the give and takes. By not running the Remembrance, we still have inevitability, you know? And look at this start. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, yes. Sure. I mean, these aren't the strongest arsenal, but Sand Sketch Plan isn't the worst. I guess the... Oh, actually, that's a questionable play. I could have Sand Sketched out. It would take me rolling Scabs, right? If Scabs hits, then I could Sand Sketched, grab an E-Pot, and then I'd have a 50-50 to discard the Madcap and then drop the E-Pot. That's interesting. But that's a lot of maybes, so we'll not do it. We'll not do it. Oh, 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 here we go. We got some spice. Got some spice in us. All right, so we actually have the Rock Swing, because Sand Sketch lets us pull the Skullcrack, so we can go Give and Take, Madcap. Oh, no, this, you know what? That won't work, because that is a CNC, so I can't just block the Wrecker and Fate, which was the idea. Oh, rough. Rough. Well, so our hand just like won't do anything. That's okay. That's allowed. We don't need our hand to do anything. We'll play it slow. We're at 46. You know, who cares? Who cares? It's fine. It's fine. Just hold the fate. Oh, missed opportunity for scabs, though. That's big. That is big. Alright, this hand does not play rock. Unfortunate. There are worlds, though, where you could roll scabs on this hand. If I'm allowed to keep a red and a blue, then you can overpitch red and a blue. If scabs hits, you can actually swing rock still. I mean, I'm rolling scabs anyway because they didn't do anything, right? So let's hit. Why not? Easy. Easy hit, right? Yep, easy hit. It's basically... Yeah, it's just that easy. Most of the time, I would say. Pretty much all the time. Nice. Now we're gaming. Who needs rock swings when you've got Skullcrack and Swing Big? Missed out on that Skull Crusher's trigger, though. It's 2 value. 2 value. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Eat it. Oh, are we actually about to see a life deficit in Rock's favor? Hold your horses. Hold the phones. That never happens. Okay. Oh, funny enough, if I actually had a yellow on that 6 roll, I could have Sand Sketch for a Skullcrack here, Tunic Rock. Oh, that would have been crazy. Crazy. Or if it was double blue, could have been the same thing. I wouldn't need Tunic. Wow. Oh, the Scabskins lines. Yes, yes, you always play for them. Alright, this hand looks like another Scab's hand, in theory, but we'll see. Our opponent is actually playing. They've got widespread, and a blue bounding. Overall pretty weak, because they're going to be stuck with the blue bounding. Or at least the widespread. Okay. This is going to come in for 9. I mean, we're kind of ahead, so I don't mind keeping the Swing Big play. Although blocking 9 denies Shadow Puppetry, I just don't think I care about the Shadow Puppetry. They're a little high on Blood Debt right now. They can't really play out both of these in the same turn. So they're going to be ticking 1 for quite a bit. Oh, it's 10. Yeah, Runic and that. Alright, so then I'm not blocking 9 anyway. We're just going to block the 6. It'd be nuts, but I actually could rock. If I Sand Sketched, pull a Skullcrack, Sand Sketch, pull a Skullcrack. Oh, that won't work because I'm down 1, right? Ah, okay. There is no 2-card rock play here. Close, but we're not there. Sure, so we'll block 1 now, play a bit around the fact that it could be Pummel, so that we could still return Swing Big. But probably blocking with Amnesia on the next attack. Probably. Okay, there goes that. Yes. Well, that is quite a swing. A lot of damage. Still ahead, though. Still ahead. The Rok Deck is here, and I swear to you, the win rate wasn't that bad before we started today. Okay, so they're choosing the Bounding over the Flail. That I don't mind. It's going to save them 2 life, but it means they're not starting their turn with a Rune Chant, so we'll take it. Alright. Now I could Scabs, though. I could Scabs on this hand, because it'd be Swing Big, pitch the blue, Sand Sketch, pull the last Skullcrack, Tunic Rock. It is possible, but if I hit the 1, it feels quite bad. Because I took all that damage to at least Swing Big, you know? But I think we're gamers and we really care about the rock swings, so let's just do it. Oh, the anticipation. Opponent, what instant are you about to play? Whew. Can you use ignition, use a card, then an ability? It needs to be ignition first. But yes. You can also use ignition and then as a response activate Tunic or Epot on top of it. Because if you don't do it that way, then ignition will discount the Tunic or Epot activations, which doesn't do anything. So you need to layer it where you say, crack ignition, in response, kind of like a wizard. We get to do cool things, us brutes, every once in a while, you know? Also, we rolled a 6. It's no sweat. Rok just blesses us with rolls like that. Rok wants us to win a game. Thank you. I appreciate this. It's the last Skullcrack as well, so this is pretty much never going to be a line again. So we're getting the rolls out of the way while they're hot, because we can't play this way later anyway. Oh yeah, big turn, big turn. This is the combo as intended. When LSS were deep in their design tanks, they're like, man, one day Sandsketch is going to pull a Skullcrack. It's going to enable a rock play on stream at Pro Tour, and the crowd's going to go wild. It's a long-term plan they have. I'm pretty assured of it. Will it be me that makes it happen? God, hopefully not. That sounds like too much of a struggle. I'll leave it for Brody or someone more qualified. Look at that, the Intimidate. That's why you play Rhinar over Levia. There's like fringe scenarios where Intimidate actually happens. It's really the Sandsketch plan and then the other blue pitch, the Swing Fist, and the Madcap Charger. Yes, yes. Those cards. If Unworldly Bellow affected weapons, then you would definitely play Levia over Rhinar. My god, that would be insane. Unworldly Bellow wouldn't be a Hex Score deck, it'd be a Rok Deck. Well, would it actually be good? It'd be funny. But maybe let's hold on calling it insane. Alright, there's no way for me to overpitch and make this a Scab's Rock turn. So pretty much the best I can do is just reincarnate. Swing 6. Pretty weak, pretty weak. Hold the line won't do anything against Vynnset. Warmongers is like a maybe. But hold the line in Arsenal is like at minimum just 2 HP that I'm banking basically. So it feels a little more flexible than parking a Warmongers that I might never use. Because at least I can just cycle it out for 2. We're lapping the Vynnset on HP here. It's a rare position. Although I'll have you know, that was the reason I was hyped on this deck for like a hot minute. In that early testing, I was slamming Levias, Boltons, and Vynnsets. I was. Like, man, maybe we go back to Rok, and that's the real answer to the Dusk Till Dawn meta. And then it turns out Vynnset and Bolton are just not the real Dusk Till Dawn meta, and I don't think you can actually beat Levias. You can beat bad Levias. But the amount of like bad Levias that are sticking with Levia drastically fell off. We're back to everyone understanding Levia is like playable, but it's back to the few and the proud who are like really on her for tournament play. She's not like a bandwagon type of hero, or if she was, I think most people are off of it, because to the like surface level Levia player, she is still just a nightmare and a half to pilot. Very frustrating, and probably not quite more fun than she is frustrating for like that kind of newer entry level Levia. What's fun is just drawing blood rushes, but like that's a very one-sided dimension of fun, because your opponent is definitely not fun about it. And like, can you really enjoy not having fun with it? Rather, can you really enjoy like the feeling of, oh yeah, like I drew 3 blood rushes in a row and gave my opponent no choice, and they just died. That felt really good. I feel like that feels bad more than it feels good. Even as the player, you're like, oh damn, like I'm sorry, you know. That's where the I'm sorry's come out. That's when Levi gets to cosplay as a Vis player and just apologize that their deck was actually good. Just vomited damage. Play bingo, says Bruncoin. Well, bingo is super conditional, and most of the time you'd be keeping a 2-card 5, which is not really the math the deck is trying for. You could roll scabs. That is a different version of the Rok deck. You run a lot of the 1-for-5s. And then just roll scabs and like try to make those your rock hands. It's not the worst, but genuinely I'm a big fan of Skull Crushers most of the time, because the 1 block is huge, and then you get the Rolling Thunder highs as well. Does Amnesia do anything? It does, right? Because it makes these not called rune chants, and then it messes up widespread. Is that better than just dropping Amulet of Ignition, though? I don't think so. I'm just going to drop the amulet. Just going to drop the amulet, I presume. So we can just go... Yeah, maybe I do want to drop this at some point, I guess. So we'll go here, hold the line just to block the clean 8. Most likely play Amulet, Arsenal, Amnesia, but we could block the Amnesia. Doesn't feel too relevant. Can't be a pummel. Never apologize. Just say praise Blasmo and on to next. Whoa, wait. Why does it say prevent 3? They didn't draw cards this turn. What? They did not draw a card. Am I crazy? Oh, they tomed! Oh my god, wait a second. Wait a second. When did this happen? I was too distracted. Holy mother. Oh, hold the line was broken. Look at this. Float 3 damage prevention. See ya. Okay. So now it's the choice again of drop Amulet, Arsenal Amnesia, or just throw the Amnesia. You know what? I'm into just throwing the Amnesia. Let's keep up the pressure. We're about to be on Tunic 3. I'm feeling the blue, the 1 cost. We'll get it going. Do we have the brandishes in the deck? Because I feel like I have not seen them. What happened to them? Oh, they're life for lives now. Oh, that's true. Yep. Levi definitely ain't the new Lexi as far as bandwagon goes. Maybe more akin to Azalea. How she had that big weekend or two, then fell off. Well, I don't know. If you look at what Levi's representation used to be by comparison, right? Like you would go to a calling and there'd be like 1 or 2 Levi's, right? Like freaking nothing. And then calling Birmingham had 39 Levi's. She was like the 3rd or 4th most represented deck. I would call that bandwagoning. Like definitely not the hot deck, but like one of the 3 that people are at least trying to put some results up on. Azalea is a better comparison than Lexi, though. That is a good one. That is definitely a good one. But it's still bandwagoning. For sure. My god. We can do it. I can Rolling Thunder, pitch Life for Life into Rolling Thunder, swing Fist, Tunic. We've done it. Let's hit 2 6s. A 5 is a good start. Let's hit a 6 this time, though. Go higher. 2? Eh. Playable hand, though. Look at that. Burned it. Burned it for 14. Oh my god. Rock! Thank you, Rock. This ain't the worst win rate I've ever seen. 33% win rate. We're still going. We're still going. There's no way on earth I could have kept this up for 12 hours. Like, there's no goddamn way. 0. So I'm glad. This is a normal stream. Just a normal stream. We're taking these out again. We don't need AB. We're gamers. We're gamers. I'll win without it. Oh. Okay, we can drop the amulet to start. I don't really want to give him the swing big is the only problem, I guess. It just gives him a free quicken. So that's just the Arsenal play. It's not the worst. Drop this. Arsenal swing big. Boom. Fine, fine, fine. Mansant win. Also Mansant, good luck, have fun. Oh, did I say that? Ah, you know what? It's the G. I scan and I see the G and just click it. But that's totally good luck, have fun. And this one's good game. It's bad for my eyes, you know? Bad for my eyes. You would think that this is the easier click because it is right next to send message. But it's just not how I function, I guess. Damn, that's BM. That is straight BM right there. Alright, this hand is just swing big. And don't sweat too much else. If they just follow this up with a 4 attack, I don't think I care about most of it, right? Like, if it's a snatch, they already have another card anyway. So I think let's just make sure I get the block value here then. Actually, Dig Up Dinner is slightly more important as the blocking, or as the pitch card. Slightly. If it's Coax, then you know what? I'm swinging big anyway. They can have a quicken in some capacity. If it's just Rosetta attack, then I guess we're chill with that. I don't need the amnesia. I don't think this one does anything, right? It's not a raise face in losing the talent type, so it's just a block 3 in this match. Pretty sure. Alright. Alright. Oh! Okay. This is fine. Another way to win is the old him style fatigue by damage. It's not like most of our hands can even deal 8 damage. But when they do, and we take these cards, it's choice. Feels good. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, do I roll scabs? This hand would be kind of cracked. I go Amulet, Epot, Life for a Life, Tunic, Rock. Inversely, I can just block the Snatch with Swing Fist and that's probably much safer, so I think we'll do that every time. Yeah, I think I should do this, realistically. Yes. I have to give up on the Epot. That's okay. Life for Life is active. This is what matters. Look at that. Beautiful. Here we go. Big things. Perfect Life for Life scenario. Oh, 1 HP. Tactical Leak. Although, genuinely, we should try to not let them get Scar for Scar value. Not like we can control it on this turn cycle. But, that basically means blocking more than taking even those 2 card 6 trades. So, just a note. Just a note. What does Amulet activate? What does Amulet activate? Rock. Rock specifically. So the combo with it, and you'll see it this game because we've got 2, so it's definitely happening. But one second. Rock! So basically it is a Tunic, right? So you need to crack it before anything else has happened in the turn, but I mean, it's pretty face up that your Tunic is going to rock value anyway, so the fact that you have to start with Amulet of Ignition, like, doesn't, like, give too much info. You know, it was going to be for rock anyway. So you have to lead your turn with Amulet, and then you can do the same kind of curve of those 1 costs that we just did here. The 1 cost into a blue pitch, into rock. They work off Amulet instead of just needing to be Tunic turns. The other thing you can do with it, though, is respond as instants, like on top of each other. So you can go crack Amulet, in response crack Epot, because otherwise Amulet would discount the E-Pot. And you can't E-Pot first because then Amulet can't trigger. So it's like slightly tricky. Slightly. I mean, once you know that's the secret, it's not hard at all. But yeah, so it basically is a tunic. It's just a tunic. That's it. The one thing you can't do, though, is activate multiple Amulets of Ignition at once, because they will still see that the other one was activated, and you can't activate the next one. So you can't just drop 3 Amulets and then swing Rock. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. All right, we love to see Reckless Swing next to our E-Strike. This is good. Does Sonata say draw a card? Put into your hand. Okay, so Hold the Line would never do anything, even on a Sonata hit. Oh, dang. Well, it would have been a nice blue pitch on this turn, rather than just blocking 2. They revealed an Earthlore Surge. Pretty good turn, pretty good turn. Yikes. Big yikes here. So the Hold the Line is blocking 2 this turn. We do need to keep the E-Strike Reckless, otherwise we can't get rid of the Reckless. I think I have to just take this first 8. Issue here is, though, they could have scars now. I'll be still slightly higher. Slightly higher. Their turn at minimum is a 4 attack here. It won't... Well, it actually could just be Rosetta. If it's only 4 damage, they might as well Rosetta instead. Oh, they picked the Swarming. I actually knew that. Yeah, duh. They did bring the Swarming from Sonata to hand. Yep. Did know that, did know that. Alright, so we didn't lose any value on blocking there. Not awful, but obviously not great. Now, if we really believe, I could say E-Strike draw a card, set up a 1-cost in Arsenal, but that is highly unlikely, so we do just have to say buff power. If that was our only way to win, sure, but there's also no way to cycle out Arsenal. In the old days before Fleshbag, you could play that way and just gamble it a bit more, because if it doesn't work, like, cool, you'll just crown away the card draw, and at least E-Strike got you that value, because it is highest value when you say draw a card. It becomes a 1-card 5. Very great rate. Compared to 2-card 7, right? Or 2-card 5 when you say go again. Its best rate is draw a card. But it's just the question of, like, where does that card get value then? The card you draw. Because if it gets stuck in Arsenal, then, you know, was that actually valuable? The Reincarnate would have been the draw, so we're happy. We're happy we didn't do that. What we want to do then is park the Rolling Thunder in Arsenal, ideally, but it is a CMH turn, so maybe we won't get a choice in that. We got a counter for how many rocks actually triggers. Yeah, I've missed it a couple times, but generally this is the plan. Yes, yes, yes. Have you not heard the song? I commissioned Lil Nas X to actually write an entire song about rock. Rock! I was busy last night. Hit him up in the DMs. Okay, not the strongest initial channel mount turn, at least, unless this is a... I mean, it wouldn't be a Scar, it would be like a Lightning Surge would be the only way that really gets value. Even so, we want to just fully block. I don't think taking the time to Arsenal Rolling Thunder is going to be worth it. But we'll see. I mean, they obviously follow with Rosetta, so that's where that goes. We'll just Arsenal the Sigil. Come on. If they swing Rosetta, then they risk turning off Scar for Scars on their next turn. So, like, I wonder if that's ever a consideration. Because they want to just be able to rip the Scars off the top. But never mind. We're looking at a CNC. Yeah, so we definitely just save the HP. Well, okay. I mean, so far the CMH has only dealt 6 damage. You figure next hand without Arsenal, it's probably only dealing 6 damage as well. That's not the worst CMH. I mean, it dealt 12. 2-card 12. Pretty good, but not unreasonable for the state of the game. Oh man, alright. If it's a lot of rappels, though, we're in for some hurt. That could be how they break it. Make it a 2-card 15. Whew. Ah, reveal a blue, though. We like this. We like this. Yes, yes. Well, I'm trying to keep the life or life hand every time here. Every time. I could go ahead and Scowling and hope that that kind of saves some HP here, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. No way to know if it's like really hitting anything valuable there, but one of the ways that this game spirals is if they actually can drop multiple go-agains. The Ravenous actually maybe isn't scary, though. Like, it being multiple Ravenous, because it was a blue on top. So that could just be straight wrong. Could be straight wrong. But also potentially deny the embodiment on this turn cycle, where we're throwing a 2-card 11. That could be cool. There's the Scars, which don't have go again. Okay, so it was a 2-card 12. 2-card 12. They could still snaps it, I guess. So hold your horses. Okay, never mind. 2-card 15. Our Intim did nothing. Okay, at least the Snatch doesn't actually have a hit effect because this was going to Arsenal anyway, so... Scowling, in a sense, like, saved us from Snatch. But that CMH was still nuts. That was still pretty stupidly good. Briar will Living Legend, yes? Is everyone in agreement? She will Living Legend during Nat season, right? Someone, surely, will win Nationals with Briar somewhere in this godforsaken earth. And get Rosetta out of the game. Right? You would assume. Here we go. Rock! Fingers freaking crossed. I don't think it'll be US Nats. As far as I know, the people seem pretty down on Briar. Which is crazy. The team was like so hype for her for a while. And now the decision has basically been made. Nope, she's not better. Which, like, that's beyond me. Like, that blows my freaking mind. I felt like she was great just a second ago. And, like, Lexi got worse. Bracers is gone. You know, the new decks don't really beat Briar. Okay, revealing another blue. We've been given life here. Is it enough? Probably not, you know, because they just dropped another CMH on us. So what can we actually do? Pretty much just cry is the answer. Just cry. I would expect at least one more attack in case it's like a hit effect that matters. We'll just save the 2 blocking cards for that rather than potentially miss a value here. Ooh. That hurts. That hurts. That's what we didn't want to see, basically. E-Strike and Arsenal is just not important. It saves us a little bit from like some clunky draws, potentially, but not good enough most of the time. I don't even think we'll get to use the amulets. The 2 back-to-back CMHs, the first one being 15 value. Just kind of a lot, you know? Just kind of a lot. I mean, it'll really be next turn, if we survive, that I can go Amulet, Epot, Brock. Alright, so they're not pitching the Earth Lore, so it doesn't look like they can stick the CMH, which is nice. Okay, okay, this CMH, only dealing +3? Oh, we're good. We're good. We can live. I mean, it's a freaking ton of damage. An absolute monster amount of damage. Can I actually live, actually? Well, actually. Probably not. You know what? That's 16. Then they come up, they come in with Rosetta, you know? If I block with both of these right now, that's only another +6. I'd still be taking 4. I could throw this in. That way I'm only taking 2. But then they Rosetta me. I'd have to block with Tunic to live at 1. Yeah, you know, it's actually pretty over. It is pretty over, isn't it? So my best line is like hoping this is actually a sigil, that I sink into a sigil. If I sink into a non-block, I instant lose. But if I sink into a sigil, we've got play. And I don't need to block with Tunic. I believe. Nope. All right. Oh, wait, actually, this never works. I am just dead here to the Tunic. Oh, yeah. So I had to... The block 2 only worked on this attack because the Rosetta damage is split 2 and 2. So I can't just, like, block it the way I thought. All right, it is over. It is over. Goodbye, cruel world. Oh, Rok. That wasn't your fault, Rok. Don't worry, buddy. That was me. Could have lived at 1. Could have lived at 1. Alright, you never know how these Dorinthia games can go. I think I might need the Remembrance. Might. We'll keep it. They stopped playing Briar to keep using Rosetta, hoping it was good with Vynnset. No, I think it's pretty much guaranteed that, yeah, Rosetta is just not a Vynnset weapon. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. What a disaster that would have been if Vynnset comes out and she's just the better Briar, basically, with better access to Vynnset. There's a real world where Briar just lives then until next year, like next RTN season, because all of the more competitive players would just play Vynnset with Rosetta, and someone would have to really go out of their way to play Briar, win an event. With some collusion, it's not impossible. You know, there was that store in, what was it, like Singapore or something, last RTN season, where once a Briar made top 8, the entire top 8 conceded to get the Briar LL points. It's possible, you know? It is possible. A smaller nationals could do the same. I'd allow it. Alright, is this person here? Invite to chat. Oh, what's up, Chris? That was you? Yeah, GG's. Very, I'm sure that was very useful for your testing, Chris. When you look at your win rate and see, oh yeah, Briar beats Rhinar, the good news is that's true, even if it wasn't a Rok deck. Briar does just beat Rhinar. So, that's quality. That's a quality data point. Alright, I don't think they're here. It is still a hard dodge if I see an Icelander draw my Prism. Or Bravo. Still a hard dodge. Bored in between work calls? Oh, well then you should be playing Rock Rhinar, Chris. Hell yeah. Get on this deck. It's so much fun, right? Alright. Alright, now we need the fat deck. Oh yeah. We take it all. This card, it blocks. And it says we hopefully don't get fatigued. Let's go. 56? I've got 64, young buck. Calm down. Alright, all we need to do is never park one of our more relevant cards in Arsenal. And by relevant, I mean basically a 1 cost. We don't have the blowout cards, you know? We don't have a Codex. We're not that lucky. We haven't been gifted a card as good as Codex. Or as good as Rain Razors or 3 of a Kind or There's a lot of cards that are lacking in Brute, but they're definitely just very much so missing from a Rok deck, because you can't even play Blood Rush. You can try barragings. I did play a version of this that was like a lot of barragings, and then in the slower games, you could in theory just set up hands where it's like, okay, I'm just going to burn like barraging, 1 cost blue, and then like you just eat rock. There's nothing you can do about it. But it's pretty bad most of the other time, and you have to block to live long enough to swing rock. So it just didn't really work in most matchups. It was like a crazy late game thing, and you've got give and take for that now. All right. In case they follow up with an isolate CNC, or even just a vanilla CNC, I think I'm going to get the Sink Blow out now, yes? No reason to sink any of this, though. I'm good with this. Oh, no, that's not true. I should have sunk the give and take. I think we're probably blocking with 2 cards still. Oh, what'd I say? Yeah. So I should have sunk the give and take, because I actually want that card in deck. Look at that. Look at that. It's not hollow, guys. I promise. Not hollow. Although it wasn't an isolate CNC. I figure the isolate CNC actually could block and then sink on top of it. So that line, wouldn't have done anything. But just a straight CNC, there you go. Alright, this is all we need to check, is how many cards have been expended. We've now spent 4 cards to take 5 cards. That's a win. So far, that's looking like a win. Uzuri is one of the few matchups where you actually have a better weapon than they do. Like, they can't just fall back and be a weapon deck and beat you. Where, like, pretty much every other mid-range deck can do that, other than Uzuri. Yes. Remembrance could hit the give and take. Alright, you know what? It's fine. So now blocking the give and take made sense. Now it totally made sense, didn't it? Yep, you can have the record. Record doesn't matter. Actually, what are we even doing with this hand? This is just Remembrance drop E-Pot, right? His hand doesn't really play. It would be if I roll Scabskins to play out Warmongers. I don't think that does anything. That's just like milling myself, you know? They're gonna call war, and they're fine with it. Right? They're just fine with it. Let's put back these. The blue Wrecker is just because of Reckless Swing. Skullcrack is also just not that relevant, and we've got the Dig Up Dinners, so, you know, it can stay. If it goes back in, incidentally, cool, but it's not really a game plan thing. Look at all the quasi-thinking that goes into playing Rock. You know, there's actual strategy here. Just a little. It worked a lot better, though, when somehow Rock was, like, undefeated for two streams straight. We're really not in that world anymore. People got a lot better at Flesh and Blood. A lot better at this game. And we can just block here. It's likely just one more attack where we can go Warmongers that, E-Strike, boom. Or rather, give and take Warmongers, block with E-Strike, sink. Looks good, looks good. Ah, yes, yes. 2-card 7 me. I will 2-card 7 you right back. Look at this. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I'll just save the sync below. What am I saying? Although, what's the likelihood that they full block out the give and take rock turn? I don't know about full block out, but they definitely will block some of it. I'm likely going to be able to reset Arsenal next turn, actually. So let's just get the sync out right now. Because I'm about to spend Tunic, so I can't even really keep a rock hand. In theory, I'm going to block 3. Arsenal 1 is my play next turn. So we can get the sync out of there. Odds I take this to Worlds? For maybe like a drunk side event. You know, the bar afterwards. Where we're just drinking nothing but, I don't know, what's like an iconic Barcelona beverage? I don't know. And I don't even know if they call beer cheve in Spain. It's like, at least what they say in Mexico. Alright, here we go. Cerveza. It'd be some kind of cerveza. There you go. But definitely eating jamón serrano at a bar afterwards. Playing rock. That sounds like a good time. This also sounds like a good time. Rock! Sangria. Is that a Spain thing? Sangria. Origins. It is from Spain and Portugal. Okay, yeah, so a good sangria would be nice. Definitely. Oh, that sounds real good, actually. Oh, okay. They ate it. The best thing you can do to advance a rock's win condition is just take the goddamn damage. If you block rock, I put in 3 turns of work for nothing. I spent 3 turns taking up Tunic to do nothing, because I guarantee you, like, my next hand probably does nothing. The best thing you can do in the world. Just take my rock damage. Take it! I think it's the text. It freaks people out. They look at it and they go, damage can't be prevented? Well, good God. I guess I can't block that. Jamón serrano, jamón ibérico. In my head, they're the same thing. Alright. Best card we could park in the arsenal for the rock game plan would be Dig Up Dinner specifically. Most likely, though, it's going to be the blocking card this turn because they're leading with Spider's Bite. Go with straight up wine. It's awesome and so cheap, even in restaurants. Usually just 4 to 5 euros per bottle. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like me some wine. Not like I know anything about it, but man, if someone knows what to order, I will drink it. It is very yummy. Okay, I mean, I'm taking the give and takes all day, right? Like, why help them with recursion? Easy. Oh, Razor? Crazy value? Not even crazy. Who do you think is more competitively viable right now, Rhino or Levia? Rhinar, or Levia? Oh, Levia, hands down. Like, just straight hands down. I don't see any reason to play Rhinar right now. I liked Rhinar a lot when it was Dromai and Oldhim at the top. Is there a Levia rock list? It would just be worse than this. And this deck is already not great. So, no, I haven't really, like, ported this over to Levia specifically. No, I have not. I have not. We'll go ahead and block for the full 3 value here, because at minimum, just blocking even on the swap should feel decent. If it ends up being like a shakedown or something and they call red, cool. Like, the hand will still play, because I can just Remembrance Arsenal the other piece of it. Seems fine. Seems fine. If they don't interrupt, then my hand is just E-Strike. Censor? Oh, what are you going to call? Good freaking luck. Good luck. What are you going to call with Censor? That's unreal. I mean, if they see me on 3 cards, they could say E-Strike. That's not unreasonable, actually. But I doubt they will. We'll see. It will come up in the chat. Oh boy, here it is. Here it is. Would they ever reasonably say E-Strike? They should. On a 3-card hand, it should be E-Strike. But I don't know. Like, I don't think they would say CNC. They're about to play out their arsenal. Maybe they say swing big. Like, they could be scared of that. They just chose Rok. Well, that doesn't work, though, because Rok is not a card. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I don't really want to let this be 7 value on this yellow Death Touch. That seems kind of lame. So I think I'll just block this then. We'll just wait. We'll be patient. I still want to burn the Remembrance now, though, because I want to shuffle in the E-Strikes. I actually want those cards. Alright, so let's go E-Strike, give and take. I've already blocked with Skulls, so I can do it. Damn. Alright, perfect. This is what we wanted. We got options with this hand. Options, options. Rok is a card, but it's not played, it's activated. Okay, so... yeah, I guess Censor would probably just say name a card. They can't play the named card. Okay, yeah, I can't play Rok. You're correct. I can't play it. Man, that's like double the text. I can only activate it if I have no cards in hand, and now I just, like, can't play it? Why you got a dogpile like that? That's a lot. Okay, no great target here. On their side, I mean, I'll see what they pick first anyway. Let's see. Now I'm getting outplayed, though. I could have put the E-Strike in. They chose an Isolate. Sure. Sure. I guess I'll grab the Amnesia. Not super tied to that card, honestly. I can get rid of the Arg Smash. It is a useless card anyway. Isolate. You would assume that this is probably like a swap into CNC. Would make sense here. Swap CNC. Yep. This makes the 3-card E-Strike feel pretty lame, because the ideal is, like, I get to E-Strike, Arsenal the other card. So I think I just want my turn to be drop Energy Potion, so if that's the case, if I assume this is CNC, Amnesia goes, I drop E-Pot, Arsenal, E-Strike, that's fine. I can't guarantee Flesh Bag hits what I want, because they are on a 2-card hand, so I'll save this until it's more relevant. Yes. It's a leave no witnesses. Okay, well, it's 1 less damage, and they get rid of the Amnesia. Not a big deal. We didn't want that card. Oh, but they got 2 silver out of it. Oh, but they... wait a second. Wait a second there, Uzuri. You can't even do anything with the silver. Okay. We're good. Who cares then? I was about to complain. Wonderful. Alright, we've got it. Dig up dinner. The play lines are open. Would Fleshbag be way too pushed if it was temper? I would love if it was temper, but it would probably be way too good with, like, the full aggro game plan. Way too good. Because the problem with that would be there's a world where, like, Rhinar can just straight ignore what the opponent is doing, like, dump damage, and your opponent just doesn't get to interact with that damage, right, because of Intimidate. And if that was the case, like, for a very short game of, like, Rhinar just dumped their hand, I made no choices. When I tried to play into it, my hand got, like, shorted with Fleshbag, and, like, if that happened kind of, like, within 3 turn cycles, and, like, the game just ended, I'm pretty sure people would quit. It is, like, that'd be so insanely uninteractive and bullshit. It's the main reason that Rhinar can't get more blues. More blue 6s, rather. Is if you could build an entire deck of just, like, never missing on the draw discards, basically, then there's a world where like Rhinar runs you over. Runs you over, and you make no choices about it. Because it doesn't matter if Rhinar's rate is actually good or bad if you just never get to block it. Right? Okay, what did we want to do with this hand? This hand was the dig up dinner hand. We could also scale it back to swing big. It could also just be full block for Tunic Epot. Since we have those Epots, we want to use them before, you know, I'm basically not going to get more Tunic use, because that's what they line up with. Either way, though, looking for scrap is not the block. I think we'll want to do the dig up a little bit more. Well, that's actually pretty weak, isn't it? The dig up only could hit the Skullcrack, because these didn't go to the graveyard. They got banished. Oh, so actually, I probably should have blocked then. This turn could have been a straight block out turn for just Tunic Epot. Dang. Oh yeah, even this is like a I don't want to block it scenario. Well, it's okay. The E-Strike can make any hand live, is the good news. And we don't hate this, right? We just don't hate this. I think I'll just... Wait, oops, why am I doing that? I think I'll just do this. And then just 2-card 8 into maybe a blockout turn for Rok Epot. I think I did misplay this, though. These could have blocked on the looking for scrap. And then my turn could have just been the 0-card 7 instead of a 2-card 8. So it took 5 damage for no reason, because we don't want to take too much damage in the off chance that it means we never get to actually use like what the Epots are building towards, right? If they just sit there all game, what was the point? I could roll Scabs. There's a world where I could go swing big, Epot Rock. Let's do it, baby. I'm in. We're gamers. We're in. Am I going to Atlanta? I can't comment on that. I should be able to comment on that, like, by the end of the day. I would hope. Some details on it are a little sparse. And I wish I knew them. I wish I knew them like 2 days ago so I could buy plane tickets, but, nope. Let's say it's very likely, Nathan. It's very likely. I'll have you know, Nathan, you saved me from making today a 12-hour stream. I mean, there's no way, now that I sit down and play it, I could have actually tried to make this entertaining for that long. But I was kind of hyped up about it. I was a little into it. Like, there's no one else on this earth. Like, literally no one else on this earth. I'd be the only one, out of all the billions of humans there are out there, who could sit down and play Rock for 12 hours. I thought it was going to be me. But no, I can't even do it. I'll leave it for someone else. The singular person out there in the world who can sit down and play Rock for 12 hours. That person's still out there. It ain't me. And you saved me from that. Because I was like, you know what? Nathan's streaming on Wednesday night. I don't want to run that over. Rock gameplay for 12 hours is definitely not more exciting than whatever Nathan's up to anyway, so we'll just call it. We'll call it. Sorry, late to the party. Kafrika, you've... Oh, wait, no. You haven't missed much, because you know what? Rock! I hadn't pressed the button yet. You missed nothing. Now you're back in. You're caught up. That's all that's been going on. Oh, look at that. Jotrick spamming the rock emote. We got some good emotes. You can unlock those emotes for like, what, $2-3, something like that? Become a channel member? It's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool thing. You get badges. You see Jotrick's badge? That man is a... Let me mouse over it. Well, you know what? It doesn't tell me how many months that is. That's a lot of months, though. That badge. Shout out. Six months if you can read. How do you see it? I don't see it. Or is it like if you click the join thing, like does it tell you the thingy? Yeah, nice, nice. Boom. Look at that breakpoint on a weapon. Disgusting. Oh, we've still got this. I mean, we're going. All we need to do is block with one card, which is apparently not happening anymore. Well, that's tough. That's tough. I can't give up the E-Strike, right? Like, that's kind of ridiculous. A little ridiculous, isn't it? To give up the E-Strike. Dang it, man. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just do this. Drop Amulet E-Strike. That is good enough. That is good enough. If we could rock yesterday, we can rock tomorrow. It doesn't need to be today. And we definitely can rock for quite a while. And look, Tunic's up, Amulet, Epots. Life is relatively healthy. Our deck is super healthy. I definitely should have blocked more, actually. There was no reason to fat deck it if we weren't just going to block way more than I did this game. Like, I should be probably 12 higher, at least, on some of the blocking decisions. That's the point, right? Like, we just truly want to trade down into the rock scenarios. That was the entire idea, but whatever. I can't stick to a game plan, I guess. Here we go. Give me a rock hand. Alright, well, this is not quite a rock hand. This is a play everything out Epot Tunic rock hand. So, it's something. Ooh, not when you only do that, though. Not if E-Strike is all you do there. They said go again. They did say go again. So what is this, a Codex? They pitched a Codex last turn. They played one. They could see their third right now. Sure. Possible. Possible. If I really want to play around it, I could just Scowling. That's pretty big in terms of value denied. I'm not shutting off like the Isolate play by doing it this way, but this does take away a lot. Straight slows down their turn. They chose go again. I'm basically forcing their hand to have just been a 3-card 5. Well, they get the value back. That does get arsenaled. So I force them to 2-card 5, like guaranteed. Get nothing else off the turn. I don't know if that's quite worth it, you know? Because a 2-card 5 is already relatively weak. Like, if this is only a 0 for 4, who cares? I think it has to be a Codex. Like, that's the way this line makes the most sense. It was the highest value play. So sure, we'll do it. We'll do it. And that way I can park the Remembrance in Arsenal and kind of play around a Codex next turn anyway. Makes sense. Makes sense. Did I get a rock for 8? We had a rock for, what was it, 14? I think that was the biggest today. It was a double Rolling Thunder. So not the ceiling. It can definitely get higher. It can. But as far as Skull Crushers alone triggering on the Scabs play, I haven't been that much of a Chad. I haven't tried to pull it off. It's really just up to the Rolling Thunders, which I don't think I've even seen this game, so they're coming. We'll get there. Didn't think that far ahead, but I'd love to play Rhinar and Rock and use the emote. Can we get a Talishar Rock emote crossover or sleeve? Oh, you mean like in this? Like one of these? Like one that just says Rock. That's like only unlocked if you're playing Rhinar. Oh, that is funny. I actually kind of like that. If you play Rock, then send a message is only rocks. That's it. That's all your quick chat becomes. Rock. Rock question mark? Rock exclamation point. That'd be kind of funny. It'd be kind of funny. Oh, here we go. Now we're in. We got the Rolling Thunder. We got the blue. They don't run Pummel. Can't be Pummel anyway. We're golden. Golden. All right, who's ready for the 7 value Rolling Thunder, right? I am. Yo. Oh, man, that is just so weak. So much weaker than it could have been, Rolling Thunder. Why you gotta do me like that? At least it means we can rock! Just 9. Just 9. That is more than half their HP, though, so gotta show me a little respect there, Uzuri. Little respect. Can you shuffle Scowling Fleshbag back into your deck? I don't think there's any way to do that, yes? There's no way. Like, equipment back in your deck is not a mechanic that exists. You could, like, target banish it. You know, you could Deadwood Rumbler and banish it. You could Invert Existence and banish it. But then even once it's banished, there's nothing that could get it back to your hand uniquely either. There's nothing that could do that. Or it wouldn't even be your hand. Like, that wouldn't make sense. It'd be back in play. No, that doesn't exist. There you go. Hard answer. New mechs are going to be able to shuffle equipment. Yes, yes. New mechs, their equipment are actions, though. That's the main difference, right? Like, the equipment that they evolve into is still an action that will be able to be manipulated by, like, you would think Remembrance and things similar to that. But nothing just straight targets equipment in these zones. An opponent got a bug and his tunic shuffled back into the deck. What? What? That sounds sick. Imagine Rok said damage can't be prevented, you can't de-react, and you can't like play instance or something. You know, give it like a little bit of extra juice. Because the funny part is about the damage can't be prevented is that what does that do? That actually like beats nothing. You already hard lost to Oldhim. It was not a game. You hard freaking lost that matchup. Thank God he's gone. And against Prism, you're just going to lose to auras. So what is it for? What is it for? I couldn't tell you. You beat like a straight Angel Prism deck. A straight Angel Prism. But that's not a real deck. Okay. What happened here? They just like tunicked for a Censor? Censor was their arsenal card this whole time? What on earth? I could have sworn they didn't have tunic up when they went for that E-Strike line. Their arsenal was a Censor this whole time? Bruh. Did not see that, my friend. So what happens now? They're like trying to razor this into like a spider's bite? Okay. Or like they're just passing? This is very odd. Why wouldn't they just pitch for it? Why wouldn't they just pitch for it? I'm just going to keep up the pressure, return the Skullcrack on this hand. Pressure. Huh, 2 card 6. I don't think I really need the amulet. We've already got one out. We've got the tunic ticking up again. Kill all Prism Ward seems fine. They just block 3 with it. Alright, so what if the play really was, like the idea was, you triple hack... Oops, not deck. Here's I think the plan, right? Against an all Angel Prism, you have a 5-card hand. You play hack, hack, hack. And this is off of a blue pitch and a yellow, right? So you pitch a yellow to play hack, hack, 3 cards. You play another hack, pitching a blue, 2 floating, right? Then you tunic to hack. And that way your Rok is, 13? And you just go over what they can block, and you full clear the Prism's wards, their auras, like everything. Maybe that was the plan. That was the design with Rok. Like, you just build it up, and you have, like, 1 giant turn, and then you still lose the game because you only dealt, like, 1 damage off that entire play. If we can end up with Sand Sketch as the only card left in hand, then that does give us a 1 card. Oh no, it doesn't. Skull Cracks are gone. Alright, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Sand Sketch is now a dead card. Aha! Now see, we leave no witnesses. They leave no witnesses. We counter with Remembrance. Yes. The plan. I think I actually just want to Amulet Epot Rock this turn. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? It's better than just like the 1-card Warmongers. That won't do anything into them. So we're just going to try to full block this. If they shred or something, then we can just Remembrance anyway. If they don't, then like cool. We keep the Remembrance. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just Sigil now then. Alright, we got to do the always hold priority. Here you go. Here's the big news. Here's how you properly Amulet, then Energy Potion. So you Amulet, and then in response, Epot. And then this resolves, you get 2, then Amulet resolves, reduces your next 1. And you can rock. Boom. Crazy. Crazy, I know. The big plays. You can't Amulet, let it resolve, and then Epot, because the Amulet would make your Epot cost 1 less, which wouldn't do anything, but then it stops your rock from being able to get played, right? That's why you gotta do it that way. Didn't want to remember the Skull Crack. That's actually fine. That was totally a fine line as well. Totally a fine line as well. I don't necessarily want to burn this out of Arsenal until I'm through with their codexes. It can just sit there. I'm very happy with it. It'll cycle out when it needs to cycle out, but for now it helps play around the codexes pretty well. Pretty well, especially since speaking of, especially since the sigils I thought I burned through more. Actually, only burned through 1, so there were a lot of instances I could potentially park an Arsenal for this matchup, but we're just sitting on a Remembrance for now. Missing the blue to make this an easy give and take rock turn. But that's okay. There's a frailty anyway, right? So let's just slow down for a second. There could be a glove that says defense reactions can't be played to rocks. Chain link. That's very specific. I love it. Maybe we will see that in the Savage Land set. It'd be so cool if the Savage Land set is just every brute archetype that we've seen half-baked up until now gets full support. Like rock, all in. Dice rolling, all in. Non-block draw discards, all in. Like Intim pitch stack, all in. They just give every like weirdo brute archetype that they've only given half sets to just the full focus of Savage Lands. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting. Okay, so we could actually fish a bit, try to turn the amulet into a, or rather the CNC into a blue. What did they actually grab? They chose an isolate. Okay. Alright, we found the blue. So we actually want to just keep this hand then. Keep it, keep it, keep it. We say no blocks on the isolate. It's a death touch. Oh, actually, I should have known that, right? No, not necessarily. That is their third yellow death touch, not one of the ones they pitched, I think. Because they pitched it recently, so this is still first cycle anyway. Okay, well, I can just leave the Remembrance in there then. Still. That is okay with me. I did just give them a 2-card 7. I think that's okay. That is okay, because I'm going to 2-card 9 them. Unfortunately, a little docked by Frailty. But we're very healthy, you know? This has been a handy game. And we still blocked strangely for a couple turns in there. About like 12 block, I'd say, was probably misplaced. But it did lead us to this position, so, you know, it advanced the game state in a way where I guess I am winning the end game, which is interesting. I didn't really expect that. So we know we're using Tunic this turn, but we have the Amulet out. So I actually do want to guarantee I have a 1 cost. So let's put the Rolling Thunder on top. It is the highest ceiling for our 1 costs. Because we still have Skull Crushers. Woohoo! Oh, oh, poor Rock. I'm sorry, buddy. You chipped a tooth. You're down to 6. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, hold up, hold up. You gotta have a D-React. Please have a D-React. Okay, phew. Yeah, don't just take it. Come on. There's a lot more turns out of this game we can get. There's a lot more of these we can drop. Rock! Ah, yes, yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. What would you think about looking for a scrap red-blue Brandish Vipox package to get a bit more juice out of your starter? Whoa. That is like... That is big. I doubt it works, but that's a big idea. I appreciate that, Raven Shadow. Blue Brandish, which I don't actually hate that idea to begin with. I was trying Blue Brandish for a bit. But then to use that off the back of Red Scrap. Vipox, a little more questionable. It is just tough, though, because you can't always make the 1 cost curve work. It's up to your Tunic being up. It's up to your Amulet being up. So if you can manage in the meantime to make those cards that you're using for your 1 cost also block 3, so you can have flexibility, that tends to be like a bigger deal. Tends to be a bigger deal. Alright, don't be a CNC, please. I would like to block with this Fate Foreseen, or my turn doesn't work. Okay, nice. Have they even burned CNCs? I really haven't checked. It's 2, 3. Yep, all CNCs were gone anyway. Okay. Blocks 3 and attacks 1. Yeah, I mean, but the Vipox just wouldn't do anything. It would just be a blocking card, which... That's pretty low flexibility for a deck who's already like a little hamstrung with like how the deck is built. You know, you need role players. Funny enough, like there isn't too much filler, just because the game plan around Rock is so card hungry, card specific. So like in this matchup, I put in the Arc Smash just as a block 3 filler to make the deck larger, and that would kind of be where Vipox is in like a main board slot. So I'm not sure that would really work. That is just a blue shred. Okay. It's okay, because we're going to hit a 7 on Rolling Thunder, right? Do you need Amnesia? Well, yeah, in theory, it's a popper, and it's relevant in Takatsu. And it's another way to hopefully slow down the game on your... Or not slow down the game, but accelerate some kind of game plan in between your Rock turns. The 2-card hands are pretty decent. So we figure we're taking most of their cards next turn. We actually don't want the Fate Foreseen. We can bottom that for now. Yeah, like you want your in-between hands, in theory, to be playable. Oh man, they chose Inertia because they think this arsenal is pretty valuable. That makes sense, honestly, from their POV. Let's hit! Oh, come on. Rolling Thunder, you are pitiful. You did not roll Thunder. That was rolling like a very gentle light rain. What the heck? And now we lost our ceiling for all the other Rolling Thunders. Abysmal. Still 8 though. They're at 4. I mean, demands 2 cards, at least 2 cards. Just imagine that could have been a blue Brandish. Yep. That would have been a block 2. Which most of the time would have hurt more. But in this exact scenario, yes. Strictly better. Ah, it took 3 cards. Okay. Let's go ahead then. make sure the Amnesia doesn't gain any value here. We don't need the Rolling Thunders anymore because the Skull Crushers are gone, so we just want the Give and Takes as a different starter. Instead, the Dig Up Dinner. And honestly, the E-Strike all are pretty good value. Let's do that. Not like this game is really going to come to fatigue. Okay, so this hand, I mean, really just is a life for life hand, and we don't arsenal. Would be kind of all it does. I mean, I don't hate that. It presents lethal. Sure. Although we are going to add more blues back into the deck, so let's actually block, or not blues, sixes back in the deck with the dig ups. So in the off chance it matters, Madcap is slightly better. Slightly better. Alright, this is where the one amulet turn, where I just swung a Skullcrack, would have ended up being... Oh, actually, you know what? Not playable, though, because the Life for Life wouldn't have go again. So, no, it wouldn't even come up. I would have to keep a different type of hand. It would have been keep the Swing Fist, the Madcap, and the Life for Life. Swing Fist discards the Life for Life into Crack Amulet Rock for a 3-card 9. Versus a 2-card 4 here. And it also would have meant giving up 6 attack on a previous turn. So it worked out. It was okay. Are the potions not worth getting back? No. The potions are how you have like good in-between hands in the early game of like, oh crap, I need to block out but still accelerate the game and present damage. So you drop the potions when you're like blocking out, and then you have other turn cycles of okay, like 0 card 7. And that can kind of keep you in the running. But once it's the late game, all you need is to be able to burn your whole hand and swing rock. That's all you need to be able to do. So the E-Strikes are really key for that because they let you have 4-card hands that play rock. And then you need the blue and the 1 cost. That's it. Like, if in the late game, if we're in this position and all I'm doing is blocking 3, dropping E-Pot, that's a way to give Uzuri the game again. You know, it's a way to potentially give them an in. Or an out, rather. Jesus. So it's not ideal, right? Not ideal. This looks like such a sweet deck. Well, in this game, it's going okay. In this game, it's fine. Some other games, not so much. Not so much. But actually, yeah, I'm very impressed with the Uzuri matchup. I don't think I've played this one before, but like the theory is there. I feel like it should be pretty good. Like I said, they're a mid-range deck that can't outvalue with your weapon. With their weapon. And that's big. Because literally even like a Romping Club Rhinar, I'm pretty sure you lose to. Oh, not this again. Blue Shreds? I mean, I'll just pay for the Blood Rot then. Arsenal Amnesia. Now, that can't be right. That can't be right. Yeah, Sigil on top. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to swing the Amnesia. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. I like my life, but you know what? It can go to 10. Personally, I wouldn't worry about poppers. Just lean into rock for the memes. We know this is going to take a tournament. Well, yeah, but the idea being as well, Dig Up Dinner cares about the 6s. Like, it's not just 6s are poppers. 6s are synergy. 6s can be poppers, which is fine as a baseline. But they also have synergy with the Dig Up Dinner, which is actually pretty needed longevity for the deck. The discard synergy is also there in like the Madcap stack for actually getting Intimidates through. And like I said, the 2-card hands actually become playable because of this. Although in your exact scenario of Amnesia being a looking for scrap, yes, this would have been a rock swing. God damn it. You're actually right. Not like this. If this Rolling Thunder had been a blue Brandish, and if this Amnesia had been a red looking for scrap, my god, what a flip. What a flip. let's say you have 30 cards in graveyard. What's the actual expectancy of Dig Up Dinner? If it shovels back 1, that's a win. That's all I need it to do. Fat deck the deck a little without like straight burning a card. And if I gain life out of it, cool. Same deal. We just return E-Pot. You paid a card to shuffle a card. Yeah, but that's not a net loss to the deck. It's card neutral. Exactly. It's, I mean, that's the, like, part of the reason you could lose a game is to fatigue on your own game plan. Because you have to be burning cards from hand to ever swing Rock, right? You need to spend cards. You can't just say, okay, 4-card grip, swing Rock, and just sit on that kind of value. You have to spend cards. So any room to, like, not truly spend a card from deck, it's actually pretty big for the deck. But like you say, it's not a tournament deck, so who cares? Who actually cares? I could have rolled Scabs here to swing Rock, actually. Overpitch the red. Tunic Rock. It's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Am I running Cadaver's Contraband? No. The 2-block on those filler cards really hurts. Because that's the entire premise of, like, swinging Rock is you need to slow down. You have to slow down the game. Whoa. It's interesting. Because Rock takes time with Tunic. So the 2 blocks can just get in the way. The Erase Face was, in theory, to provide an on-hit that was relevant, but I mean, I cut that in the end. I don't think Erase Face is big enough. It's like Viserai and Dash, right? Aha, playing around Codex again. Nice. We got the hand. This is the full keep. Rolling Thunder, Pitch Life, Give and Take, Pitch Wrecker, Tunic Rock. Looking good. What about Heart of Findel? It doesn't work next to the Reckless. In like the extreme late game, you can't burn the cards, so you just get stuck with 2 like 6s that like you, or 2 blues rather, that you can't get out of your hand. And that is part of the problem. Like I said, you need to get cards out of your hand to actually swing Rock. So the like pitch only blues, that clump, can be really bad. Like it's a straight lose con. Well, this is a little awkward. I mean, I'm still going to take it. Just take the whole thing here. The smarter play is to not. The smarter play is just do this. Fine, fine, fine. It's the smarter play. They're about to deck, though, so it doesn't really matter what lines we take here. It doesn't matter at all. Why didn't he swing the dagger first with Yellow Death Touch? What did he do with the Yellow Death Touch? I didn't even see. Where'd it go? Oh, they discarded it to Codex? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Straight bad. Bad play. Or at least a mistake. A harmless mistake, let's say. Won't call it bad. Everyone makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everyone has those days. Okay, let's put back the... Oh, do we have all the give and takes in deck? Oh, this is fantastic. We've got the win con assembled. Rock! There we go. Against a lot of mid-range matchups, it can look like this, except I'm lower on cards, was what I was discovering when actually grinding this. Like, especially versus Dori. Like, the Fatigue Dori list was kind of the big experiment that I was trying with this deck for a while, is, like, can it beat that? And that's where the card value really comes from, in, like, the Dig Up Dinner, those kind of things, because you just can't burn cards for no reason. You're already disadvantaged, but you can win. You absolutely can win that match. Comes down a lot to the remembrances, the like give and take loop, like make sure that hits. A couple lucky scabs rolls like every once in a while, just to make your hands playable that you don't need to just straight block with. Definitely comes up. Definitely comes up. Erase Face also good in Icelander and Fi. You will never beat Icelander. It is not worth teching. It is impossible to beat that matchup. One Frostbite ruins all your plans, and you give them a window to Frostbite because you have to lead with a 1 cost. You lead, pitch the blue, and that needs to be how you end up playing out your rock turn, right? The problem with that is they give you 1 Frostbite, and now what do you do? You know? What do you do? You can't do anything. The way to play around that is start with a 1 cost. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. The way to play around that is to start with a 1 cost, and then let them respond, then activate your Tunic by pitching a blue. Can you do that on every hand that you want to swing rock with? Hell no. Deck's already madly inconsistent. So Icelander is just like a straight scoop. Just don't worry about it. Move on. Move on. Fi is probably also awful. You can't really block out the Fi and make the game long enough for rock. You don't have enough defensive disruption. The Erase Face would be like an attempt at that, right? An attempt. But it's not like Erase Face really won the game for decks that were losing to Fi before, so I don't think it would do the trick for this deck either. They do just give the last card, block, and die on the next turn. I don't need to be blocking this much in the end game. Like, I could have just kept the red to give and take into E-Strike and won, but I would like to win with rock. That would be quite the heroic finish. Oh, insult to injury. I'm sorry, opponent. Didn't mean to do it like that. Alright, well, we don't have Tunic up yet, so we can't actually win through rock. But we'll win through give and take. We'll take and not give today. GG's. Well, there you go. Rock did bonk quite a bit this game. Some redemption, some redemption. I guess we'll play another one. Games are so whack. But let's at least get to a 50-50 win rate, you know? Let's at least do that. We can go 3-3 today. It's within reason. Within reason. Try the scrap cards. Okay, sure. Is that really going to push it to a 50% win rate? Press X to doubt, but we'll try. Alright, scrap. Brandish. Oh, yeah. This feels lovely already. We're just going to cut all the poppers then. Screw it. We're going to do exactly what you were suggesting, just to either prove a point or win heroically. And that'll be that. Still need the CNCs though. Can't give up on that one. Can't give up on that one. Skullcracks also are a role player. Let's get rid of the reincarnate. Just bump the deck size up to a nice 67. Sounds good enough. Drop the reckless, put in the heart. We're doing all the edits. Yeah, yeah. Remove this. Who needs the claw game plan? Are we at 80? 79. Okay. We can put the Warhorn back in. Alright, we're in. Oh, wait, you wanted Vipox too. Hold up. Vipox. Vipox going in. This is going to be a hard cut. Hard cut. What can go now? Well, this one blocks 3, so it's probably a little too good. I guess it would be the life for lives. We added the other 2 blocks, so let's just get rid of this one. Oh, that feels so bad. Let's do it. Let's do it. Living Legend CC? Ah, I can't join then. They're looking for something else. That'd be a good metric, though, to measure against. Like, the last Uzuri game, and now a new Uzuri game with the edits. We'll see how it feels. Dromai, peace. I'm not counting that as a loss. We're just not playing that game. The game just never existed. Alright, we'll play this one. I'm fine with this. I am fine with this. We could hope to open potions, which would be nice. Hi, good luck. This is where we don't know the type of Dorinthia it is, so the Remembrance could be clutch. I'm keeping him in. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna win by blocking anyway. That's the plan. I hurt that Dromai's feelings. I don't care. They win so many games for free. There's no reason to, Oh, for sure. That's the best part of this game. Is working coverage. Ah. Yeah. The dream. Wait, it was Reality Refractor Dromai? Wumplord, was that legit you? Dang it, man. Alright, I was a little too quick. I should have hung around, enabled chat, tested the waters. Are you a Reality Refractor Dromai? If they say yes, we'll stay. True, I did throw. Alright, so they are an aggressive Crown of Dominion Dawnblade Dorinthia. We have 9 D-Reacts in the deck. Is it enough? God, I would hope so. I don't mind CNC into Arsenal CNC. Slow start. At the end of the day, we're trying to just take cards from them. This is a very defensive match. Very defensive. Oh my god, the tech. Although we don't have 10 D-Reacts, so never mind. Okay, okay. It's going to hurt a little to give up the E-Strike, but it's not the worst. What we need to do is keep Arsenal open so I can't get trapped with, like, the worst case scenario of 2 non-blocks or something that just, like, don't play. That'd be the worst. Alright, here it comes. Never mind. We got past it. Alright, give me the rock hand. This would actually be so sick. We went CNC. Actually, the CNC turn 1 didn't even matter. I don't know why I did that, actually. This is not Levia. We didn't care about the CNC getting played turn 0. Oh, no, what did I say? It is about taking cards. Okay, it was fine. It was fine in the end. Taking cards is valuable. Although we didn't take great cards. We took the burdens and the slice. Like, useless. Useless. Although we're taking a red steel blade now. Beautiful stuff. And... yeah, okay. This is my gut instinct, but it actually could just be straight wrong. Giving up armor on the Nourishing alone has the potential to feel pretty bad. Giving them a 5-card hand with no counters on Dawnblade is actually probably fine with me. Yeah, I'm going to save the armor. It's more relevant than the card and 3 damage right here. Sure, it is okay. Skull Crushers, don't roll a 1. You understand me, Skull Crushers? You understand? You understand? Don't roll a 1. Alright, not great payoff there. Okay, we want to shuffle in the CNCs to help slow down the game, and the E-Strike as well, to unlock the late game hands. Maybe it's actually the Rolling Thunder. We'll do the Rolling Thunder instead. This. Rock. 2-card 9, and this is very much within reason of Leviah. Rock! But you don't get the snazzy theme music, do you? Finally made it. What's up? Create Kos. You haven't missed much, my friend. You haven't missed much. We're trying to hit that sweet 50-50 win rate before we retire this deck again. But at least piqued a couple people's interest. That's valuable. Create chaos. You know what? That makes sense. Create chaos. Yep. I see it now. Create Kos. Sounds a little too European. You're 13. That's better than me. My email for pretty much everything is Wacko Movies, with Wacko Movies misspelled. WAKKOMOVIES. At Yahoo, no less. Oh, those were the days. So we actually want to block with the Brandish now. But this is a matchup where blocking 2 is going to hurt like crazy. It's okay. We can do this. We can do this. This hand that blocks 7 is good enough. This hand that blocks 7 is good enough. This hand that blocks 7 is good enough. Well, you know what actually might be good enough is this. This actually is fine. Blocking 7. I don't hate using the Scowling to save the bad blocks of this hand. It doesn't help like the overall game plan of like shutting down the Dawnblade if they kind of have the nuts and get the counter on it. But just to save what inevitably would have been a hand that gave them a Dawnblade, I think this is fine. It pushes card inefficiency, right? I get the just Sigil Arsenal looking and I have the Brandish up. We'll take it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Nice. Okay. Our turn is just drop Epot. We can block 10. Hopefully that's good enough. Hopefully, hopefully. Yeah, if that was the Iron Swing and Arsenal, all it would have done is push card efficiency. I doubt they ever would have cracked Courage to swing Dawnblade again. But it would have at least let them not get stumped by the fact that, like, you know, we forced them to Arsenal card and it didn't really do anything. Oh, baby. Okay. This is where Scowling would have been big. This would have been it. Indeed, indeed. Well... if I really don't want to let this hit, it would have to be block 3 here and then sink over. Otherwise, I would try the block 3 Skull Crushers. They push over. Their next swing comes in for 5, and then it's got to be Scab Skins plus sink on it. Ooh. So it's, in theory, eating both my armor anyway if I want to deny them getting 3 freaking counters. Let him push over and I can sink it. No, it's got Dominate. It doesn't work. It really stumps what I wanted to do with this hand as well, because I just wanted to drop Epot, and I can't really do that. Because I can only block 2 cards this turn. This might just be a save HP kind of turn. And then just try to full reset next turn. But holy crap, that's going to be hard. Yep. I think I kind of just have to let them have this. And then full block with the sync and hopefully other cards in hand plus armor to really get rid of it. This at least forces it to be a pump, I guess. So I think I should try this at least. And it always was a pump, though. Alright, we'll take this line. Probably not using the scabskins, though, on the next swing. Oh, it's a puncture to make it worse. Just breathe. Just breathe. Okay. Okay. Wait, it is just 5, though. Yeah, because they didn't pay for Brave Forge. Okay, so it is give scabs and give and take, and that makes it only 1 Dawnblade counter we're playing through next turn. That is worth it. That is worth it in the end. Okay, it's fine. If it was 6, I guess it was the same idea. Block here, sink. Okay. Fine in the end. Fine in the end. Next turn is keep a blue, look for scrap, rock. That's all we want. We want to shut down the Dawnblade. Is that a Fatigue Leviathan deck? Well, it's Rhinar, so the answer is a pretty quick no. Well, it's Rhinar and rock. No, rock can never be like a true fatigue deck because you can't use your weapon. A rock deck is a rock deck. It plays how it plays, but it's not like a pure fatigue. It would never work as pure fatigue because you can't just use your weapon. To answer this person's question, but we'll leave it at that. So we want Sync to find a blue for us, would be really nice. The problem with playing that way, though, is likely there's just the singular attack. So if it doesn't sink into a blue, we're pretty stumped. Pretty stumped. I really want to look to cycle this out soon, though. The blue would be so nice here, because getting a D-React in Arsenal is a lot more important than actually swinging Rock. Rock will come up when it comes up. But more importantly, we need to not get blown out by Dawnblade. So, that is still the primary game plan, you know? You have a potion. Wouldn't yellow also work? Yeah, but I don't want to use a potion on a yellow. That's... If I have to, I'll do it, obviously, because there's nothing else the card would do. But Epot should unlock a lot more plays than just, oh, I didn't draw the right color strip, you know? Alright, sink me into a blue, please. Let's see what they grab here. No, you can't confidently just say no blocks on Dawnblade. My goal this turn is to turn off the +1. And I've got the D-React for whenever they pull something with Reprise anyway. So just passing is wrong. Because they can play out the run-throughs. They could still hit it with a Glistening. I'd rather do this. Make them commit cards to it, and now I can just sink on top. Oh. Sink is the worst draw. Because now it would be look for scrap, sink, then use Tunic and Epot for rock. It's better to just not do that. Just pass. Yep, just pass. Alright, we were very far away from a blue. Tunic for look for scrap alone is actually fine. That was fine. But then it would burn the only card that's live for the looking for scrap. Although it is a may, not a must. So I probably would have played it just as 4, and then Arsenal Sync, and leave Brandish. That probably would have been fine. Yes, yes. Oh baby, here it comes. And we're caught with a sigil. But there is no counter, at least. Block 10 may work. Fingers crossed. Second Steel Blade down. Oh, they actually don't have refractions either. Oh, that's kind of funny. No refraction bolters. So it really would have to be just the run through or the glint. With the sigil, I actually think now I say I'd be able to block 10 on this. They could just twinning into it, but that only gives them the 1 hit, no counter. I'm in theory looking to try to just keep the Dig Up Dinner in hand to make the looking for scrap play. If I say no blocks and they go in for a second swing, at most it's going to be paid then with the Brave Forge. Blocking 7 wouldn't cut it to really play around a counter. I think it's still better to block 10 straight up. And I can sync the sigil on this as well, in case there is a second attack. And look for the blue, in theory. Another singing gone. Okay, we'll take that. That's 2 singings, 2 singings, 2 steel blades. They're running out of good cards already. We're only down 1 D-React, a second one pretty soon. Okay, they still need to pump this one more time. They could be digging for the pump. They could have it already. Who knows? Oh! The route. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I'll just block the next attack then. They're giving me a card back. Plus I've got the sync. Should be fine. Well, not fine, but passable, passable. Okay, yes, I will take 6 here. So in theory, if I want to block the full 8, I do have to give up Scabs as well, which protects just from the +3 over. Doesn't protect from the overpower, doesn't protect from the puncture, but they did block with 2 punctures, so it'd really just be the overpower. They did pitch a blue one here, so they'd have to have another blue in hand. Well, at the end of the day, it's just 1 counter, and they're going to be pretty card inefficient with all the draws off the Steel Blade, so I don't think I'll block with Scabs. We'll just do this. Sync the sigil, find a blue. I believe. Oh, it's a route again! Well, now I'm going to sync the Enlightened Strike, I guess. Yes, there's the blue, baby. Alright. We have missed no value on our own hand. But still a pretty decent turn out of the Dorinthia there. Here it comes. Boom. 2 card 11. Incoming. No, it's not Fatigue Rhinar, because you can't win through just blocking swinging weapon. It's not possible. You have to commit cards to playing for the rock strategy, or you just don't deal damage. So no, it is not a Fatigue deck. Yes, you do block, but no, your win con can't be Fatigue. It's like a very bad mid-range deck. Very bad. Like a very bad defensive mid-range deck. Or like a defensive combo deck, whatever you want to call it. But you can't actually win through Fatigue. So that's a bit off base to call it that. Looks fun. It's all right. It's remarkably playable into other mid-range games, which is when it shines. Into aggro, it's definitely tough, and into control decks, very unwinnable. But in like a mid-range world, Rok is okay. It is truly okay. You also hard lose to anything that can blow up your tunic. So even dash, like out of nowhere, can just play Magnetic and you lose, which is really fun. Alright, we've not seen a twinning yet, so this is a little terrifying. Yeah, you can undo. I'm good with that. They popped a courage. Okay. Well, they're giving us more info on the hand. It's coming in for 6. So you would think blocking 9 is enough. But this looks a little bit more like a block 12 angle, not gonna lie. A little bit more like a block 12 angle. Although Warmongers is not bad against a Dorinthia who has counters, right? They can't play any front pumps. They could still react, so maybe it's not that good. But it could be a block 9 Warmongers. That's possible. Or just block 12 right now. Basically, worst case, we're looking at them getting another 2 counters. For 3 total. But they'd be out courage. We haven't seen a single twinning, though. Haven't seen a single twinning. We take it, though. It's got to be okay in the end. There it is. Alright, they do get 2 more counters this turn, then. That's that. They reset Valiant Dynamo. Not a bad turn cycle. Not a bad turn cycle. I mean, you take like the 50-50. We haven't seen enough of the 1-cost pumps to really rule that out yet either, though. Like, we've only seen the 2 punctures. There's still all the out for bloods as well. So we're looking at like basically 4 of the 1-cost 3s versus 3 of the twinning blades. So it's like 4 versus 3. You pick 1 to play around. It's okay. What we really can't ever do is block with Tunic. If we have to get to a point where blocking with Tunic is, you know, shutting off the Dawnblade or whatever, that's still just a hard lose. Oh, baby. Alright, this is why Heart of Fyendel was never in the deck. Because what the hell do you do? There's nothing to pay in for most of the time. At least you can pretend Reckless in Arsenal comes up. Oh my god. Oh my god. We gotta roll scabs and we gotta hit. Nice. I can't E-pot looking for scrap because I have to use the heart somewhere. So looking for scrap has to pitch heart. Like I have to automatically keep these as a pair. And then this E-pot obviously doesn't block either. So the only blocking card is the Warmongers. Only blocking card is this damn Warmongers. This is a Flesh and Blood game. Flesh and Blood hand, rather. Yes, indeed. Just straight play the Warmongers. Yeah, it protects from the front pumps, right? It could buy us room. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. So the turn always starts with looking for scrap, and then we gotta roll scabs. We gotta pray to hit. Pray to hit. But yeah, the only room into the game might be to just play the Warmongers, then try to shut down their 5-card hand, and then just full block. And at minimum know that we'll probably not have Non-blocks in hand? I mean, my god, there's the amulets. There are the amulets. Okay, here it goes, though. Couldn't block it if I wanted to anyway. Here it is. I totally knew the Vipox was there. Totally. No, I forgot. I straight forgot. Thank God it was there. Alright. I kind of want to roll Scabs so I can just drop Epot Warmongers, but the only way I win is the Warmonger shuts them down. So it's like, it's pretty wrong, but I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to do it. There's even the high of hitting a 6, and then you go Epot, Warmongers rock off the Epot as well. Oh, Lord. Nah, I can't do it. I'll do it next turn. The only way I ever win is to block out this next turn. This is it. This is it. And I'll say peace. That way I can at least drop the Epot in my own arsenal. Okay. Hopefully this shuts them down. Hopefully. Yep, okay. There's the Warriors Valley that's not usable. Hold the line is a little baby reaction, just a tiny one, tiny one. For the love of God, it better work, though. It better freaking work. I doubt it. I really doubt this works. Please, oh please, oh please. Comes the singing. Okay, well, actually, if they singing just for a Iron Song, then we're covered. We are fine. If they singing for the Iron Song, we're still okay. We're still okay. Or actually, not even Iron Song, like any +3. Any +3. We're still okay. Any +3. There's no reason they'd go twinning. This attack doesn't have go again anyway. If they have the third route, sure. Third route in the deck? I mean, do they run 3? Oh my god, they do run 3. Holy. Whew. Pretty big there, friend. Pretty big. They run 3 routes. Well, we protect the HP. If only it was active this turn, but it is not, unfortunately. Rough. Well, if that was a D-React, we actually, like a real D-React, we totally had that turn cycle. Oh well. We can still drop Epot, Arsenal E-Strike, and pretend. Oh lord. Oh lord, never mind. There's no pretending anymore. It's over. And they're running Plow Through. And we have 3 attacks in hand. What is going on? Blocking 9 already doesn't work. And they're going above and beyond that. This bumps it to 12. So, like, I can't even do this and block with armor and pretend that works either. So we're pretty much just on, like, the straight lose plan. The straight lose plan. Feels great. Feels great. All they gotta do, Pain of Brave Forge, they're presenting lethal. Ha! We live. Yes, yes. Alright, let's get some... Now that we know they're running the Plow Through, whatever it's called, we gotta get the non-attack block 3s back in the deck. Warmongers, yes, yes, we'll pretend, and the dig up seems fine. At least we're going out valiantly. Until they Steelblade Shunt, right? Until they Steelblade Shunt. If we go to Steelblade Shunt, I'm into this. It'll be fitting. Rock! Till I can't no more, which is pretty much next turn. Till I can't no more, which is definitely next turn. We got the block 2. Maybe double D-react would do it, like maybe. But that is not the hand. Baseline, it's freaking 7. All right, maybe. Maybe. It can't be 2 pumps. We are protected from this one. This one we can play around. It can't be an Iron Song now. Just don't be an Iron Song. Not an Iron Song, please. Please and thank you. Not an Iron Song. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. We're in. We're back! The game is playable. Alright, so now we need to somehow win without ever swinging Rock, or we're dead to Shunt. So that's the new game plan. Win without Rock, and win at 1 HP. Is that possible? You know, they are down a lot of good cards, though. Maybe we can just block them out. They'll run out of cards, right? They'll run out of cards. Alright, once again, we're not dead to the blue overpower. We are still dead to 2 6 pumps. We are still dead to a... Well, we're not dead to a Twinning Blade, actually. They'd still have to give this go again as well. It'd be Glint Twinning Blade, specifically. So I think I have to just do this, then. That's it. If it's Glint Twinning Blade, sure. Glint Twinning Blade. You got it, brother. Or Run Through. Oh, yes. Run Through Twinning Blade as well. Alright. I mentioned this card earlier. I forgot about that. Yeah. There were enough copies, then. There were enough copies. Although they had the Iron Song, right? So, like, shouldn't they just play an Iron Song turn and they just win? Pretty much every time. That was kind of a weird pitch. Although maybe that should have told me straight up that it was definitely the Twinning Blade play. Like, if they've got 2 cheeky plays, they're going to pitch one of the other, right? So if Iron Song is pitched, then it probably always is the Twinning. If Twinning is pitched, then, I mean, to be pretty face up, it'd just be the Iron Song. Alright, that's it. GG's. Rock, too many non-blocks. Not a fatigue deck. Not a fatigue deck. Draws lined up quite lucky. I don't think it was super lucky. I mean, the Dorinthia deck did exactly what it was supposed to. What was more so unlucky was, like, my side of it. The Dorinthia deck didn't really feel like a high roll or anything. It seemed pretty fair on the Dorinthia side. The issue was the triple non-block hand was pretty big. Like, that just didn't line up. Just didn't line up. But no. My opponent doesn't need to say they were lucky. They were fine. They were totally fine. Yeah, GG's. Yeah, GG's. The Twinning Blade play was massive. I mean, it'll always happen, though. It's not like Dorinthia doesn't run Twinning Blade. And I'm giving them 5-card hands. So, that's not too out of the ordinary, right? Like, I'm giving them so many cards because I'm not, like, forcing them to block down. And Twinning Blade is just going to come up. All right, look, let me tell you, Raven Shadow. The heart was pretty bad. The heart was rough. If it was a Reckless Swing, I actually had an extra D-React in that hand, even alongside the other non-block. Just saying. Just saying. The Looking for Scrap and the Brandish, I don't think the 2-block on them specifically ever killed the hand. But at the same time, like, if this was a life for life, then I have more life to work with, which I actually think is more relevant in that matchup. So I'm just not a fan. You're fighting with already decent slots. Putting this back. We're tightening up this fantastic deck. Amnesia. What were the claws even in here for? That was just a flailing chance at having Prism be a playable game. Also dash, because if you're trying to straight fatigue dash, you can't use rock. Like, you can't fatigue if you can't swing your weapon every turn. So you did have to have some other weapon to ever make dash a winnable matchup. So that was the other plan there. But you know what? I think we're happy to just call this a Rok Deck, and it will live as a Rok Deck, and it will have its bad matchups, and that will be that. And that will be that. We will have to have a rock off. That sounds absolutely miserable. I don't think there is a single shred of player skill in a rock game. I gotta say. You are doing the exact same thing, and you're doing the exact same thing very slowly, and you know, every hand is going to play pretty much the same of block down, swing rock, block down, swing rock. That's it. It just comes down to who has the rock on curve. Why would you disagree? What's the skill expression in a rock mirror? You're doing the exact same game plan of I need to swing rock as much as I can because that's the only way the deck functions. Let's see it. You need to conserve cards? Sure. I mean, you're both doing that, though. Like, you can't do it more uniquely than the other person. It's just, basically, does it come up or not that you can, like, double pitch a red now and again. Because on the rock turn itself, it's a blue. You know? You're going to be E-striking the good cards to the bottom. You're going to be Fate Foreseeing, sinking the good cards to the bottom. You're trying to Remembrance in your late game package. It's just the exact same game plan. Across the board. It legitimately would just come down to who misses a rock swing, and that's how you would kind of mess up the damage exchange, because otherwise it's the exact same. You know, there's no spike to a rock deck. So, like, if one person is on their Tunic turn, and all of a sudden, like, they draw all reds or something, and just can't rock swing, then that's the game. Right, like, you're just behind, you waited for the swing, and you missed your, like, you know, 2-card 11, 2-card 10, whatever you're looking for. And that's kind of that. It's based on the draw. Deck composition would matter a lot too. Well, not really. There's not much more you can add, right? It's just like, what's your flavor of one cost go-agains? How much of the like recursion are you trying to bring in? And that's it. And that's it. You know, the difference of like jamming the looking for scrap versus the life for life, in theory, is the same value in a singular card. Like, life for life could be a 1 for 5. Looking for scrap could be a 1 for 5. I don't think it changes too much. In theory, if you know it's a rock off, unmovable is back to being good. That's also fair. Yeah, I mean, if you knew it was a rock off, then you just bring like 9 unmovable. That's it. And like... just play that as your arsenal. Every time. Try to ignore the rocks. That just doesn't sound fun at all. I don't see how you could ever find that exciting. You're literally just drawing cards until one person like draws a punt hand. And that's pretty much it. That's how they lose the turn cycle. Because you can't out of nowhere just say like, unless it's a Rolling Thunder. Like, Rolling Thunder is the singular spike card where you could be behind and then just get lucky on Rolling Thunder and win. That's it. That's like the only possibility you have of clawing back a game where you otherwise just like miss the rock draw in a mirror. So if you want to do that, just like roll dice, get it over with. You go to the craps table, just high roll, and that's it. That's it. Spicy option, Nimblism and Nimble Strike, boom, hot sauce spice. Oh, now we're talking. Now the Vipox package makes sense. You drop 3 Nimblisms on a Vipox, go to town, fuels all your Nimble Strikes for later. That is spicy. Oh, okay. Now to get back to 50%, it would be win 2 more games. I don't think I have it in me. you feel like it's really interesting because you can add a lot more different packages to try to get more than your Tunic baseline rock attacks, like Skullcrack package. I mean, the Skullcrack package is already in a Rok Deck, right? The only thing you can feasibly add to make the Skullcrack more reliable is the other playset of like the Madcaps. You can add the reds. But that's still just making it a 3-card play where it needs to be Skullcrack. Like all the tricks to pulling off rock are already in the deck. I just don't see how you find it fun. To sit there until one person draws all reds before the other. And misses rock. Alright, anyway, that's it. That's it. We're gonna call it. Rock was okay. It was spicy sometimes, but more often than not, it was just rock. And that's okay. Rock's a good guy. Rock's a good guy. Not quite fully baked yet. Probably never fully baked, because if we look back at the history of the like throne room cards, they're kind of all memes. Like, this is just straight worse than the new axe that Dorinthia got. Or, I mean, you can play it in Bolton, too. But the new warrior axe is just straight better than Merciless. Amethyst Tiara, like, still sees 0 play. Celestial Kimono is just, like, not the real ward card that people thought it might be when Prism comes out. Like, you just run Empyrean every time, right? So, what's, like, the most playable throne room? Is it really Hanabi for, like, those 2 weeks? Oh, Sandscour. Sandscour. Sandscour was also playable for, like, 2 weeks. And now, who knows? I've not seen anyone pick up the Sandscour Azalea deck after it had, like, the one showing at the calling. But yeah, this card was legit. That's true. There is this one. Okay, that is it, folks. I'll be back on Friday. Tomorrow's an off day. Doing some Blitz on Friday, because it is skirmish season, and I have, like, one more Levi Blitz event, which I'm 0% excited for, but we gotta at least put out some Blitz content and try. People ask, you know? Goodbye. Have a good one. Woo! Step, arms, spin. What? Woo! And slide and tango. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slide.